It's the oath taking of the MPs. PM Modi took oath as a leader of the Lok Sabha earlier as well. So I'm coming back to you right now, Rakshita, and we are tracking all the developments. This is just the beginning. After 2 days, we will see that the speaker will be picked by the simple majority. Today is just the first day, but much more fireworks expected as the 18th Lok Sabha has officially kicked off today.
Atishi, that is what we've accessed also, and they have live visuals coming in. How our medical bulletin is being conducted. Those are the live visuals we're getting in right now, viewers. Atishi is on a hunger strike, and what we know is that she is on a hunger strike, on an indefinite hunger strike in the last 4 days, claiming that Haryana is not releasing Delhi's share of water, and henceforth she will protest. And what we know as per the medical bulletin, now let me just read out that statement. A medical team from Lok Nayak Hospital came for medical examination of Atishi at Bhogal. Patient has been counselled for admission and oral intake, but the patient denied getting admitted. That's what is written in the medical bulletin. That is what the team of doctors who are monitoring her health are saying, that Atishi is refusing to get admitted to the hospital. She has been advised admission to the hospital. She has been advised oral intake, but she has refused to get admitted. And that's the big breaking we are getting to you right now. And as we speak, we get those visuals. My colleague Riyanka joins us live on the broadcast for more. Riyanka, of course, there are many, the political face-off over the water crisis, while it continues to intensify. The Atishi, who's Delhi minister, she continues to be on the hunger strike. And now, as per the medical bulletin, she's refusing to get admitted.
Absolutely there. The Aam Aadmi Party minister is refusing to be admitted or take oral medications. She has been counselled by the doctors of Lok Nayak Hospital. We know that Atishi Singh has been protesting an indefinite hunger strike for the last 4 days against the water crisis and the allegations that have been levelled that Haryana is not releasing water to the national capital. We see how the Aam Aadmi Party government is in dock regarding the entire water crisis that has now taken place. In the health bulletin of Atishi Singh, we know that several doctors who had come to examine her, they have advised and suggested her to get admitted in the hospital, but she is denying admission. In terms of the report, it has also mentioned that she is having general weakness as well as palpitations. She is also likely to have vomiting, fever and abdominal pain. She is not consuming medicines, not consuming water, not consuming food, which is why her condition is in a sad state, and which is why she has been advised to visit the hospital and get admitted. But here the leader is refusing to be admitted in the hospital and continue with her hunger strike without any fail. On the other hand, we saw how the BJP has been constantly protesting, regarding the water crisis and aiming at the Aam Aadmi Party. And to counter that, Atishi Singh sits on indefinite hunger strike. Now it's been 4 days.
Tell us about the political face of the war of words that has ensued. In fact, the BJP alleges that this is something what they call a drama, because we saw Viren Sachdeva even on Saturday in a press conference had said that this is something that is just orchestrated. He in fact went on to call it an air-conditioned satyagraha, and even we've seen on social media they have been questioning even who the doctor is. The doctor who was in one of these days in checking up Atishi's health was the BJP alleges that he was one of the Karyakartas of the Aam Aadmi Party. So this, tell us more about how the BJP is responding to it, because the pressure is also somewhere mounting on the Haryana government.
Absolutely. See, the BJP has been mounting pressure on the Aam Aadmi Party, and all the war of words ending up, as you rightly said, is bringing up pressure for the Haryana government as well to release water. When the matter was listed in front of the court, it has mentioned, Haryana has mentioned that it has been releasing water, but because of tanker mafias present in the border areas, it is not reaching, the required areas or pockets of the national capital. Aam Aadmi Party, on the other hand, constantly blaming the BJP for orchestrating the entire issue. It's also gone ahead and said that the BJP is running tanker mafias. But there is a war of words between both the parties, and the buck continuously is being passed from one another. Nobody is taking any ownership on the entire case. It's the people of Delhi who are suffering. So here we see how, in terms of the satyagraha that Atishi is conducting, the BJP is becoming quite strict and quite heavy on Atishi, saying that all of it is a drama and it is an A condition, satyagraha, as you rightly mentioned. On the other hand, as well as the allegations that the doctors who are in fact examining Atishi are, they are fake, they are just karyakartas of the Aam Aadmi Party. For now, it is to be seen what will happen next, whether Atishi gets, ahead and gets herself admitted in the hospital, or at least take oral medications, because currently the situation is, at a grim state.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Riyanka, for joining us with the updates coming in on Atishi's health there. Right now, viewers, we switch focus to some more stories that we are tracking from the national capital, because the politics, of course, continues, but it is, at the end of the day, the people of Delhi who are suffering. They're grappling with water scarcity. They're jostling for water. Here's a ground report from Delhi's Mayur Vihar.
Delhi has been facing a grave water shortage for weeks now. As the blazing heat rises, residents of Chilla village in Mayur Vihar had no option but to wait for the water tankers, which have now become their only source of water. Long queues of residents with buckets and containers can be seen waiting in line to get their daily quota of water from a tanker.
गर्मी को पानी की कमी हो रही है, बच्चे सब लाइन में लगे हुए हैं। बहुत बड़ी समस्या है पानी की यहाँ पे। सर, पानी हम लोग ड्यूटी जाते हैं, टाइम से पानी नहीं मिलता है यहाँ पे। पानी अगर टाइम से मिल जाए तो हर आदमी की समस्या दूर हो जाए। जो है
पानी की दिक्कत है वही है, सप्लाई पानी आता नहीं है, और टैंकर आता है, टैंकर मंगाते, टैंकर से पानी भर के लेके जाना पड़ता है। जब से ही मैं देख रहा हूँ कि परेशानी टैंकर से ही पानी भरा जाता है।
Children and elderly alike are seen helping to carry the water back to their homes. Efforts are being made to address the issue, but for now, the residents of Mayur Vihar continue to face significant hardships. The water crisis in Mayur Vihar flags the broader issue of water scarcity in the national capital. The water crisis has also been exacerbated by the rising demand of water amid scorching heat in the national capital. As authorities work to find a solution, residents continue to hope for a quick resolution to this pressing issue.
And the Indian Army engineers restored the foot connectivity by constructing a 150-feet foot suspension bridge in North Sikkim to reconnect the border villages which got cut off due to a continued heavy rains. So that is the raw video of that. It's the footage of that how the connectivity has been restored. We are showing you those visuals. You look at that dangerous, that risky attempt being made by the Indian Army engineers, viewers, but all to restore the foot connectivity amidst the heavy flooding in North Sikkim. In fact, viewers, we've seen the flood situation has been really grim in northeastern states for quite some time now, and the border villages are now connected thanks to the unrelenting and the valiant efforts of the Indian Army engineers. All right, we have breaking news coming in, viewers. Prajwal Revanna, there's more trouble coming in for him. The 14-day judicial custody for Prajwal Revanna now. So Prajwal Revanna has been sent to custody until the 8th of July. 14-day judicial custody for JDS's Prajwal Revanna. Of course, the Revanna brothers are behind the bars. Prajwal Revanna is also, remember, rape accused. kidnapping accused, sexual harassment accused. My colleague Prajwal Prasad joins us live on the broadcast for more. Prajwal, more trouble coming in from Prajwal Revanna, now 14-day custody.
Absolutely, Rakshita. Seems like there is back-to-back updates after Suraj Revanna was handed over to the custody of the CID for 7 days until the 1st of July. Now we are seeing that Prajwal Revanna, who was brought before the court, has been handed over to 14 days judicial custody. That is until the 8th of July, which again falls on a Monday, where the SIT will again be appearing before the court, and whether they will seek additional custody or further custody of Prajwal Revanna is still to be known, because so far he has been taken by the SIT for 4 times, and after which he has been handed over to the judicial custody as well. So a total of 22 days of custody of Prajwal Revanna was in with the with the SIT as well. And from what we get to understand, the medical test has already been conducted. The spot inquest, the statements of the victims here, as well as the statement of Prajwal Revanna, all of which has been recorded now. And the investigating officer will also be preparing a remand copy. He will be preparing a final draft of the copy that will have to be given to the court as well. What is the sort of evidences that they have been able to collect to will be submitted to the court after 14 days. So all eyes will also be on that particular crucial report, which will be submitted by the special investigation team since they had taken Prajwal Revanna into custody. And now all eyes will be on the sort of statements that has been given by the victims, because remember that so far there has been 3 cases which has been registered against Prajwal Revanna, one with sexual assault, and the other 2 cases are of rape, which had been registered at the CID office in itself, from where we are reporting live from right now. And preparations are currently underway to hand over Prajwal from the SID custody to the judicial custody and send him to the Parappana Agrahara jail in Anekal on the outskirts of the city.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Prajwal, for joining us with those updates coming in on that Sleaze Gate case connected to Prajwal Revanna. We will keep a track of more developments. Now, viewers.
Bengaluru jail inside the Freedom Park, where the BJP is holding a protest demanding that Rahul Gandhi should apologize for Indira Gandhi going ahead and declaring emergency between 1975 to 1977. So we are seeing on screens leader of opposition R. Ashoka, Dr. Ashwath Narayan, N. Mahesh, a few of the BJP legislators and MLCs and former corporators, along with the BJP cadres protesting right in front of the Bengaluru's old jail tower as well, inside the Freedom Park.
I am also one of the person of in emergency. I was arrested. I was in the jail, this jail only 1 month. So we demand the Congress party. So you taken constitution. You taken the constitution in the hand. There is no provision in the Ambedkar constitution. You brought the emergency in 1975. You put the jail in all the opposition leader, judges, media people. So that is illegal. There is no provision in the constitution. So you have to apologize. So Rahul Gandhi, as his mother, Sonia Gandhi, have come to Ramlila Maidan. They have to apologize 130 people, 130 crores of people in India.
What do you have to state? You are protesting against the emergency which was declared by Indira Gandhi.
Congress party has been always anti-constitution, anti-people. They've been time and again doing only drama theoretics. It is only the drama what they've been playing. The real intention of Congress is it is always against the constitution. They work for themselves. In the history, when the emergency was imposed in our country, they had withdrawn all the human rights, fundamental rights of the people. So now they should ask the apology. Rahul Gandhi, Congress party, AICC president should ask the apology of the people for what has been done during the emergency.
You know, so that was the BJP leaders being detained and all these Congress leaders in the state of Karnataka should also be apologizing, along with AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, as well as Chief Minister Siddaramaiah.
And a veteran Michigan sheriff's deputy was gunned down in cold blood after the cowardly driver of a stolen car jumped out and opened fire without a warning. Bradley Reckling, a 9-year veteran of the Oakland County Sheriff's Office in Detroit and a married father of 3, spotted the hot car and pursued it, only to be shot down when the driver jumped out. Here's a report.
Somewhere between 1 and 5:15 yesterday, a car was stolen in Oakland County from Red Oaks Water Park. Our victim was a Rochester Hills resident. The Rochester Hills resident made follow-up contact with one of our deputies out of the Rochester Hills substation, which then ultimately looped in our auto theft unit that was actively looking for that recently stolen car. It was a 2022 Chevy Equinox. 3 detectives from our auto theft unit were actively searching for that vehicle in Detroit, and one of the detectives was behind the vehicle, located the vehicle, at which point the vehicle suddenly stopped. Again, this is all preliminary. This is what we believe happened at this point. Since it's an unmarked car, there's not dash cam or things like that. The car suddenly stopped. Individuals exited that stolen vehicle and opened fire on our deputy. It was an ambush. So the deputy was struck in the head, struck in the chest, the torso area. At 22:50, the officer down call went out, and obviously Detroit police and MSP flooded the area very quickly. I'd like to thank and commend them for that. Chief White called me within minutes. Detroit police and MSP helped set up a hard perimeter, and within that perimeter, 3 individuals were taken into custody. You know, things like this are soul crushing, and you know, this family has a 5, a 4, and a 1-year-old with another child on the way. So our mission is to be there for them. Sometimes our world evolves quickly. Somebody pulls a car over and someone comes out shooting. You know, the only thing we can change is we can keep trying to train, give them better training, better equipment, more support, more deputies to work together, back each other up. But the reality is we have a dangerous, dangerous world, and we have men and women that are willing to go in and face that evil down. And sometimes, you know, things like this happen. I said after the splash pad that we need more resources for the community at large and mental health resources, but we need it in public safety. Peer-to-peer programs are vastly underfunded across this country. We know that in the last couple years, line of duty deaths have been terrible. Ambushes are up dramatic. Now we have another example of that. And the one thing that most people don't realize is officer-involved suicides outstripped the number of line-of-duty deaths the last couple of years. So the pressure on law enforcement, on public safety in general, is huge, and it's taking its toll.
CID gets custody of Suraj Revanna in the sexual assault case. So what next for Suraj Revanna? The CID will conduct a spot inquest. They will recreate the crime scene and also record his statements in the case. We'll get you all this and more in Across the Republic with me, Deepak Suresh Kumar, at 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
And at 4 p.m. viewers, we're going to get you the latest on the NEET investigation. Patna, Ranchi, Godhra, Devgarh and now Latur. The NEET scam is only getting deeper and wider after a 5-city nexus emerges. And the centre-appointed panel on the NEET scam investigation is all set to hold a meeting. Former ISRO chief to helm this meeting.
ମୁଁ धर्मेंद्र प्रधान लोकसभार सदस्य रूपे निर्वाचित होई ईश्वरଙ୍କ नामରେ शपथ करूछि जे
कल 25 जून को
भारत के लोकतंत्र में जो काला धब्बा लगा था उसके 50 वर्ष हो रहे हैं। भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था।
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth, over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
ମୁଁ ଧର୍ମେନ୍ଦ୍ର ପ୍ରଧାନ ଲୋକସଭାର ସଦସ୍ୟ ରୂପେ ନିର୍ବାଚିତ ହୋଇ ଈଶ୍ୱରଙ୍କ ନାମରେ ଶପଥ କରୁଅଛି ଯେ
कल 25 जून को भारत के लोकतंत्र में जो काला धब्बा लगा था उसके 50 वर्ष हो रहे हैं। भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Presents cracking news of the hour.
Prime Minister launches emergency attack on opposition. Congress says nation was turned into prison. Karnataka Chief Minister demands additional Deputy Chief Minister berths. Argue distributing power would help the party gain the confidence of various communities. Patna, Ranchi, Godhra, Deoghra and now Latur. NEET scam gets deeper after 5 city nexus emerges. Centre-appointed panel on NEET scam investigation to hold meet today. Former ISRO chief to hem the meet. And as
as Delhi reels under water crisis, Atishi begins hunger strike for more water. BJP calls it a sham. And let's break some breaking news. Let's give you some breaking news that's coming in. Robert Vadra says he will be campaigning for Priyanka Gandhi. And as Robert Vadra says this, it's very clear that the dynastic politics is continuing, where we are now hearing Robert Vadra claim that he'll fight and campaign for his wife. We're also giving out details that as she's contesting from Wayanad in Kerala, her husband has said that a lot of love has been given to the people and it's a matter of happiness that she'll be contesting from there, and if she wins, she will fulfill all those details. She will get a huge majority and will be in the parliament. Robert Vadra, let's listen into what he said.
All very, very well, as almost like my brother. And, we've worked together, we've done sport together, we've challenged each other. And I know that whatever he does, he puts his mind and heart and soul in it. And I think he understands the responsibility of being a leader of opposition. And I think that with the consent of the India coalition government and with, being in as the leader of opposition, he would challenge the BJP on every plan that they have, as in, also choosing this pro tem speaker, or talking about the, the stock market that was not, it had risen and fallen, and, so Rahul asked for a JPC for it. So these are things that I see that he's determined to have, as he would like to have democracy existing, and he would challenge the government whenever if they make bills, as they did before, against without including the farmers of our country, and then just before an election, the BJP tends to reverse those bills and give them sops. All this kind of optics of government should not exist. That's what Rahul, I think, will envision for India as a progressive India, and to overcome the we've worked together, we've done sport together.
I want to go across to Suchrita, my colleague joining us. Suchrita, it's very clear and evident when Robert Vadra says he's going to campaign for Priyanka Vadra that he's clearly contemplating maybe entering the political fray. It seems that his cards are clearly out.
Absolutely, Rhythm, and it's family first for the Congress party. And this doesn't come as a surprise when Robert Vadra is speaking about campaigning for Priyanka. Remember when Amethi, Rahul Gandhi decided not to contest from Amethi, then there were also speculations of Robert Vadra being there, because he'd given a statement at that time that I am willing to go to Amethi and contest from there because the people of Amethi love me. So he had announced his own candidature from Amethi even before Congress was discussing, or maybe there was a backdoor discussion on it. That is exactly why we are saying that it is going to be Robert Vadra next, because he has already expressed his willingness to be in the political fraternity. He's already announced his willingness to be contesting elections. And so if he's going to be campaigning for Priyanka Vadra, we don't really know what kind of the kind of following Robert Vadra would have in Wayanad, where he would go and campaign for his wife. But he has already announced that he would be going there. And now that he's already said that he would want to contest elections, is it going to be Robert Vadra next for the Congress party? Because Rahul Gandhi is the MP from Raebareli. Priyanka Vadra is going to be contesting from Wayanad. So the only person left in the family who's not in the parliament is going to be, if Priyanka wins, she will also end up, she's already into active politics now that she's announced that she's going to be fighting. So now it's Robert Vadra who's left from the family. So what is very interesting is that, is he trying to portray himself as already in that political fraternity, that political field where Congress has always made a point to announce every family member from the Gandhi family. So he's announced it already that he's going to be canvassing. What is very interesting is his own announcement of candidature from Amethi long before they very clearly said that it is going to be Kichori Lal from Amethi. So it is going to be interesting. How is the Congress party going to take Robert Vadra, and how will Robert Vadra be showing his willingness to get into active politics now that he's the only one left from the family? Rhythm.
Absolutely. Sucharita, I also want to ask you on his questions on the Prime Minister and saying it's sad that we're bringing up emergency. He's making very politically loaded statements. Ironically, he's making them on a podium where earlier I remember he had said, have you lost your manners? To that effect, he'd told ANI, whose reaction now we are playing out. It seems that there's a turning around and a 360-degree change in Robert Vadra. And it's very, very clear that statements on Priyanka Gandhi, on Rahul and the Prime Minister show that he's trying to go the political way.
Well, it's very clear that there has been a criticism of his behavior with the media, Rhythm, and we've played it out many a times, and it's not just us. His behavior in the one that is at public display has been criticized, and he is trying to make a point because if he wants to enter political spectrum, if he wants to be there in political field, he needs to check the kind of display he's had in the political and the public sphere. Now, what is important is his remarks and his reactions to a lot of people from our media fraternity have been criticized, have not been good. And if he is willing to get into the political fray, he will have to check those very particular statements that he's been given out, because I'm sure there was criticism, and even he has been told about that, because the Congress party and the entire Gandhi family has come under criticism because of the kind of statements he's given out. So now that Priyanka Gandhi is going to be contesting elections from Wayanad, and he himself professing that he's going to be there canvassing for his wife, it is going to be very, very important what he says and what he speaks, and every word has to be metered. Otherwise, you know, the media is going to be getting right after him, because it's already been a precedent that he's set with the kind of mannerisms he's displayed. So very, very importantly, and now that the 18th Lok Sabha has just begun today, there are all eyes going to be on the Gandhi family and also on Robert Vadra.
Thank you for giving us those details, Suchrita. We continue following that story. Moving on to other breaking news that's coming in at this moment. We're now being told that the CBI team, viewers, has reached Godhra city in Gujarat's Panchmahal district to investigate the case of irregularities in the NEET-UG medical entrance exam that was held on the 5th of May. And the details that are coming in show that the 4-member CBI team has reached Godhra for probe in the NEET irregularities. The CBI team reaches Godhra to probe this, and we've also got pictures, these live pictures that CBI team reaches Godhra as a part of the investigation. And in the ongoing investigation, remember, in the NEET irregularities, the CBI team has arrived. The visit marks a significant step in the probe after discrepancies in the examination process. And the breaking news that's coming in, it's not only Godhra but also Patna that the CBI teams have reached to probe the alleged irregularities for admission to the undergraduate medical programs. The pictures on the screen showing the CBI team that has reached Godhra to probe further. And after this NEET paper leak case, the CBI team is also trying to get more details. I want to go across to Priyanka, who's also joining us live from Godhra in this case. And we're also going to try and see whether the Godhra Gujarat Police, the FIR that was filed by them on the first day and booked coaching teachers, including directors of centers and CBI team there, and all those details are going to be probed. Very clear pictures of the CBI team that has reached Godhra. Priyanka, if I can cut across to you, what are the details you are picking up? There are 5 CBI officers, viewers, that have arrived in Godhra for the investigation. They're reaching the Godhra office. They're probing their irregularities, and incidents in the states that have been now coming forward are Patna and Godhra, with also including local police cases that are also there in Bihar and Gujarat. This will also be a part of the investigation of the NEET investigation. Let me go across to Satya Prakash, who is joining us on this case. Satya Prakash, what are the details that you have? CBI team has now reached Godhra.
देखिए, रिदम महाराष्ट्र की बात करें तो महाराष्ट्र के लातूर में शिवाजी नगर पुलिस स्टेशन में नीट स्कैम मामले में 4 लोगों के खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज हुआ है, जिसमें जलील पठान नाम के एक शख्स को लातूर पुलिस ने अरेस्ट किया है, जबकि 3 लोग फरार हैं। एक शख्स का नाम है गंगाधर, जिसको दिल्ली से कनेक्ट है और वह बंदा दिल्ली का रहने वाला है। और जो महाराष्ट्र के 3 लोग हैं, तीनों लोग का नेटवर्क दिल्ली के गंगाधर के साथ था। और जो मोबाइल फ़ोन से जो जानकारियां मिली है कि जो हॉल टिकट के साथ साथ क्वेश्चन पेपर के साथ साथ जो स्टूडेंट के बीच में बातचीत हुई है, पैसे का लेन देन हुआ है, सारी चीज़ कहीं कहीं गंगाधर के साथ जुड़ी हुई है, जो कि गंगाधर जो है दिल्ली का रहने वाला है। लातूर पुलिस गंगाधर की तलाश कर रही है, साथ ही संजय जाधव की तलाश कर रही है, साथ ही एक शख्स की और तलाश कर रही है। तो महाराष्ट्र के लातूर में 4 लोग खिलाफ कंप्लेन एफआईआर फाइल हुआ है और जिसमें 1 लोग को अरेस्ट किया गया है। जो बताया जा रहा है कि जो गंगाधर नाम शख्स है वही मास्टरमाइंड है, जो महाराष्ट्र में जो यहाँ नीट का स्कैम वाला मामला आया है। फिलहाल लातूर पुलिस गंगाधर के साथ साथ 2 लोग को और ढूंढ रही है। जी
Absolutely. And viewers, I also want to tell you, like Satya Prakash was also telling us, in the Maharashtra paper leak case, Latur police have also registered a case against 4 individuals in a major disclosure from the FIR. The hall tickets, that's another, were found on the mobile of accused. We're also going to go across to that story. But like Satya Prakash is giving us details, I want to tell our viewers. Okay, let me go across to Prakash Singh, my colleague joining us on the story. Prakash, May 4th, 20 to 25 students gathered at the play school. There were people who were distributing the question papers. 6 people have been arrested even in Jharkhand. And we've seen even in Patna that the NEET paper leak day before the exam, burnt NEET question papers were found and 13 people are arrested. Prakash, all these details you're getting, the accused and the other people you've spoken to, how soon do you think they'll be able to solve this entire paper leak NEET crisis?
Well, Rhythm, the circumstantial evidences that have been gathered so far now, it appears that it's a matter of question leak, and all the confessional statements, various documents that were seized from the accused on the day of the examination as well, and on the basis of that, those 4 admit cards, the police at Patna police started getting the clue. And as you rightly mentioned, they went to the play school as well, where the students were mugged up, and that too on the basis of the confessional statement of the students as well as one of the main accused, Sikandar Yadav. The burnt question papers were recovered. And now yesterday 6 people have been arrested from Deoghar in Jharkhand, where Chintu, having confessed that he was the one who got the question paper and got the printout of 12 set of question papers and gave them to 35 students to mug up and cram the answers. And thereafter, there is a syndicate that is operational in this. Through Rocky, they got the question paper, and on the top, the chief mastermind was Sanjeev Mukhia, who is on the run. Sikandar Yadavendu has also turned out to be a kingpin who arranged students, who took money and took his cut money and distributed to different parts, different people. And this network of gang is operational in the entire country. It's a huge nexus from Ranchi to Gujarat to Haryana and to other places as well. Now that the CBI is taking over the case, they are in close consultation with the Bihar EOU, which has done a fantastic job so far as Patna being the epicenter of this entire question paper leak. And very soon you will see that CBI taking up the case and putting the pieces together with the corroborative evidences so that more bigger fish could be nailed out, because we have already seen how the NTA chief was sacked. Dharmendra Pradhan was not very happy with the NTA. It's a face-saving exercise so far, but we'll have to wait and watch if at all examination of NEET 2024 is cancelled or not. That's a big question, because there are many students who are raising questions because they have toiled hard, worked hard for it, and because of the abnormal shoot-up in the cut-off marks of the entrance examination, there are many genuine students who have suffered a lot, who will not be able to get into good medical colleges or not even get medical college because the cutoff has shot up.
All right, I want to just go across to breaking news that's coming in as we are speaking. We've just been told, and the breaking news that's coming in, the senior Bharatiya Janata Party leader, Union Health Minister JP Nadda is going to be the leader in the Rajya Sabha. He's currently also the BJP's national president. His term ends this month, but he's also going to be continuing till the core state. We've been told he's going to be continuing now. A working president could be appointed. But the big breaking news that's coming in, the familiar role after having been served as the health minister in the first Modi government, where he's also the health minister now, JP Nadda is going to be the leader of the house. The name speculation was there for a short while. It's an extremely important role. I also want to try and go across to our political editor Aishwarya Kapoor on the story. JP Nadda, Rajya Sabha MP from Gujarat, Prime Minister Modi's home state, also took oath last week, was also given in charge of other roles. After he was sworn in, there was speculation he would step down from his BJP national president post. However, it now appears he will remain in the BJP's top organizational leader. Let's also tell our viewers, JP Nadda is now to be the leader of the house in Rajya Sabha. All right, as I'm going to try and go across to Harsha in a short while, viewers, let's tell you the big breaking news. JP Nadda, BJP President, Health Minister, now also to be the leader of the House in the Rajya Sabha, a name that was being speculated for long. Let's remember, JP Nadda also holds a degree in law, started his political journey with the ABVP, the students' wing of the RSS. He also became leader of the party's youth wing in 1991, was first elected to the Rajya Sabha 2012. Earlier served as an MLA 2024. He also is now the health minister, and now JP Nadda to be the leader of the house in parliament. This is extremely critical, keeping in mind that the leader of the house in Rajya Sabha has an extremely critical role to play, and JP Nadda has now been chosen as the leader of the house in the parliament. Currently, earlier it was being seen as to who would possibly be the leader, but there was speculation on his name. Let me go across to Abhishek Kapoor, my colleague, joining us from the newsroom. Also Harsha, my colleague, who's going to be joining us soon. And this is the big breaking news coming in. I think it's going to be, Abhishek, extremely significant to see JP Nadda now, the BJP national president, going to be the leader of the house in the Rajya Sabha.
Well, yes, Nizam. So, in a way, a foregone conclusion, given the fact that someone of the seniority of JP Nadda, who's current BJP president, moving to the union cabinet, moving to the Rajya Sabha, obviously, and with vacancy of the leader of the house becoming clear with the election of Piyush Goyal as a member of the Lok Sabha and, of course, part of the union cabinet. So this had to be filled, and JP Nadda happened to be natural choice. But what this means for them is that he's not in any way now going to continue as the party president. Now, whatever mechanisms the party would put in place temporarily from now till the time that a regular next party president to replace JP Nadda is elected. Now, with JP Nadda as a union minister and now leader of the house, obviously he has to pass on the baton so far as the post of president of the BJP is concerned to somebody else. So we are hearing that there is likelihood of a working president being appointed in transition. Now that would be because BJP has a very elaborate mechanism in place for electing its president. It goes bottoms up in the sense that first district units elect their presidents, then the state units elect their presidents, and then ultimately the national president is elected. That entire process of elections, internal exercise of internal democracy, goes on for anything between 4 to 6 months. So you are looking at the possibility of a new regular president for the BJP coming in by, say, November, December. And till that time, whether Nadda continues as president or as a stopgap arrangement, a working president is put in place, like it happened in the case of Nadda taking on the baton from Amit Shah. He was also appointed a working president for a while, so sort of an apprenticeship under an incumbent is something which we have seen earlier, might happen again. So obviously this appointment today, which as I said is but natural, but also indicative of the fact that a change of guard insofar as party president's post is concerned is also in the offing.
Absolutely. Very interesting there, Abhishek. I want to ask you one more question. We've seen the kind of uproar in the opposition and several times over what's been happening in the parliament. How significant is the post now of Leader of House of the Rajya Sabha, and on what expected lines can we presume the BJP president shall be appointed?
Well, Leader of the House is a very important post, Rhythm. Remember, all the coordination work with the opposition benches is channelized through the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, of course, and then the leaders of the respective houses. In the Rajya Sabha, of course, the Leader of the House of the ruling party, which would be now JP Nadda. So in that sense, you need a personality which is approachable. Also, you need a mechanism to make those kind of outreaches where, remember, the kind of disruptions we have seen happening over much of the life of 17th Lok Sabha. A lot depends on the personality of the person engaging with the opposition in that outreach. So in that sense, I think there is going to be a challenge for the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, Kiran Rijiju, given the kind of position the Congress party has already taken and not like the appointment. So in a way, a lot of burden would be coming in on the shoulders of JP Nadda, and in that sense, it's a very important appointment. Apart from, of course, his union cabinet responsibilities or the ministry that he has, which is the Ministry of Health. So very important appointment there, Rhythm. But as I said, it was almost but natural. But now all eyes, obviously, as a corollary, would be on who becomes the next BJP president.
Absolutely, Abhishek. I thank you for giving us that analysis and understanding. This is a top focus. We'll continue coming back to viewers. We also want to show you what the Prime Minister said today as the 18th session of the Lok Sabha is supposed to kick off, and his comments on the emergency. Take a look.
साथियों, संसदीय लोकतंत्र में आज का दिवस गौरवमय है। यह वैभव का दिन है। आजादी के बाद पहली बार हमारी अपनी नई संसद में ये शपथ समारोह हो रहा है। 18 वर्ष की आयु में हमारे यहाँ मताधिकार मिलता है। 18वीं लोकसभा भारत के अमृतकाल की इस लोकसभा का गठन वो भी एक शुभ संकेत है। साथियों, आज हम 24 जून को मिल रहे हैं। कल 25 जून है। जो लोग इस देश के संविधान की गरिमा से समर्पित हैं, जो लोग भारत की लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं पे निष्ठा रखते हैं, उनके लिए 25 जून न भूलने वाला दिवस है। गत 10 वर्ष में जिस परंपरा को हमने प्रस्थापित करने का निरंतर प्रयास किया है, क्योंकि हम मानते हैं कि सरकार चलाने के लिए बहुमत होता है, लेकिन देश चलाने के लिए सहमति बहुत जरूरी होती है। और इसलिए हमारा निरंतर प्रयास रहेगा कि हर किसी की सहमति के साथ, हर किसी को साथ लेकर के मां भारती की सेवा करें, 140 करोड़ देशवासियों की आशा आकांक्षाओं को परिपूर्ण करें। आज हम 24 जून को मिल रहे हैं। कल 25 जून है। जो लोग इस देश के संविधान की गरिमा से समर्पित हैं, जो लोग भारत की लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं पे निष्ठा रखते हैं, उनके लिए 25 जून न भूलने वाला दिवस है। माननीय सभी सांसदों से देश को बहुत सी अपेक्षाएं हैं। मैं सभी सांसदों से आग्रह करूंगा कि जनहित के लिए, लोक सेवा के लिए हम इस अवसर का उपयोग करें और हर संभव हम जनहित में कदम उठाएं। देश की जनता विपक्ष से अच्छे कदमों की अपेक्षा रखती है। अब तक जो निराशा मिली है, शायद इस 18वीं लोकसभा में विपक्ष देश के सामान्य नागरिकों की विपक्ष के नाते उनकी भूमिका की अपेक्षा करता है, लोकतंत्र की गरिमा को बनाए रखने की अपेक्षा करता है। मैं आशा करता हूं कि विपक्ष उस पर खरा उतरेगा।
Coming up after a short break, Prime Minister launches emergency attack on opposition. The Congress says nation was turned into prison. And Karnataka cabinet ministers demand additional deputy chief minister berths, argue distributing power would help the party gain the confidence of various communities.
Dramatic start to first session of Parliament. Prime Minister takes on Congress ahead of emergency anniversary. Black spot on democracy irks India alliance. Indy din in Parliament ahead of BJP's Black Day protest. All this and more on Versus at 5:30 p.m. today.
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth. Over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
We all love life here and we want to protect that life and make sure that we've got healthy lives, not just for us and our children, but everything.
Dramatic start to first session of Parliament. Prime Minister takes on Congress ahead of emergency anniversary. Black spot on democracy irks India alliance. Indy din in Parliament ahead of BJP's Black Day protest. All this and more on Versus at 5:30 p.m. today.
ମୁଁ ଧର୍ମେନ୍ଦ୍ର ପ୍ରଧାନ ଲୋକସଭାର ସଦସ୍ୟ ରୂପେ ନିର୍ବାଚିତ ହୋଇ ଈଶ୍ୱରଙ୍କ ନାମରେ ଶପଥ କରୁଅଛି ଯେ
कल 25 जून को
भारत के लोकतंत्र में जो काला धब्बा लगा था उसके 50 वर्ष हो रहे हैं। भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था।
American Pistachio presents Cracking News of the Hour.
JP Nadda to replace Piyush Goyal as the leader of Rajya Sabha in the parliament.
भारत के लोकतंत्र लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं की रक्षा करते हुए देशवासी संकल्प लेंगे कि भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था।
Prime Minister launches emergency attack on the opposition. Congress party says nation was turned into a prison 50 years ago. Karnataka cabinet ministers demand additional deputy chief ministerial berths, argue that distributing power would help the party gain the confidence of various communities. Patna, Ranchi, Godhra, Devgarh and now Latur. NEET scam gets deeper and wider after 5-city nexus emerges. Centre-appointed panel on NEET scam investigation to hold a meeting today. Former ISRO chief to helm the meeting. And as Delhi reels under water crisis, Atishi begins hunger strike for more water. BJP calls it a sham. Good afternoon, viewers. We're live in Bacon Republic TV and I'm Rakta Mishra with you. We start with the news coming in from Godhra over the NEET scam. This is an exclusive input Republic TV is getting to you right now. Republic TV has accessed the order copy in which the investigating officer has made submissions that the NTA is not cooperating with the investigation, that repeated requests were made to the NTA for handing over the OMR sheets. But till date, nothing has been shared by the NTA. That is the big breaking news that we are getting to you right now. The probing officers copy has been accessed by Republic TV in the Godhra NEET scam. And what we are understanding as per this submission is that the NTA, as per the investigating officer, is not cooperating. My colleague Priyanka Sharma joins us live on the broadcast from Godhra. Priyanka, of course, it's yet another layer that we are uncovering. In the latest, we know that the NTA, as per the investigating officer, is not cooperating, on the basis of which it's been said that there is something wrong that has indeed happened. What is the NTA hiding? If there's nothing wrong that has happened, why don't they submit the OMR sheets?
Well, that's right. A shocking statement, really, that has honestly been accessed where the investigating officer, N.V. Patel, in fact, has submitted before the court itself, while also arguing about the accused as well. But the point of the statement, in fact, what he has made and has stated that the NTA itself is not cooperating with them in the entire investigation. In fact, we do know that one team of the Godhra police had gone to Delhi to meet with the NTA officials and the NTA team, and to in fact get some more documents and the evidences around these accused involvement in this entire cheating scandal. But even then, the investigating officer, in fact, has been forced to make that statement and has gone on record and stated that the NTA is not handing over the OMR sheets. Now, let us understand that the OMR sheets are the main key evidence that they can, in fact, take into their custody to analyze how the accused, in fact, had been leaving these answer sheets empty for students to, in fact, the students, in fact, leaving these answer sheets empty, for the teachers to fill out these answer sheets as well. So those parts are investigated upon, but these are the statements that are really being coming to light by the investigating officer, stating that the NTA has also maintained and has given them a statement when they had gone to Delhi to get their documents as well, claiming that the entire center had not been compromised. However, the police officers and the investigating officers specifically has also pointed out of how all the accused, in fact, the main accused is also an in charge of the NTA appointed in charge of Godhra, and he was the one who was looking over the entire question papers as well. And there needs to be an investigation as to how the entire chain of custody of the question paper had also gone on. However, there are details that have been mentioned, but they have in fact essentially said that even though they have carried out their entire investigation on the ground here in Godhra, the NTA is not been cooperating. The NTA is not in fact corroborating the evidences. The NTA is not really helping them also nail the accused and actually make sure that the NTA appointed teachers themselves were carrying out the cheating.
Absolutely. In fact, there are many versions that are coming in. You know, on one hand, the local police claim that cheating was averted after the district collector had in fact received tip-off right before the examination. But you know, what's happening in the latest as far as the investigation is concerned, because there is anger that is right now mounting. There are protests that are happening in Gujarat over this paper leak case in Godhra.
That's right, Rakshita. In fact, we already are looking at the CBI having registered the case. They have, in fact, dispatched their teams to Bihar and Godhra. One team right now is in Godhra, the visuals of which are on our screens for our viewers to better understand. We are looking at the CBI, in fact, having already arrived. They are taking over the statements that have been also collected by the investigating officer. They are analyzing the statements and the confession statements of the accused as well. They are analyzing the entire nexus. They are trying to understand how much of a role did the NTA also play, and whether the rot of this entire scandal goes more upward than the NTA appointed city in charge, who had been also the key conspirator in this entire scandal. So all of those parts of the investigation are being carried out by the CBI. They are going to be taking over. Whether or not in Godhra they need a transit remand of the accused is something that remains to be seen as far as the CBI's investigation is concerned. However, we are looking at the accused, the 5 accused that have already been sent to justice.
Yes, Priyanka, in fact, yes. Yes, stay on with us. In fact, we have now news coming in from Patna. This is another center of exam paper leak. Now, CBI is all set to take over the 2 cases registered in Gujarat and also in Bihar. Now, the agency will go through the case files and the documents, and the CBI is already investigating the UGC net. The probe agency has carried out searches in eastern UP and Bihar. My colleague Prakash, in fact, joins us live on the broadcast from Patna. Prakash, in fact, sources are also indicating us that the agency will be questioning the accused who have been arrested by the Bihar police. And also, of course, it will be investigated if there was any role of any public servant also.
That's the most important aspect, that the CBI, after taking over both the cases in Gujarat and Bihar now, will be taking into custody all the accused and interrogating them up front, face to face, and also forensic evidences of all the documents seized would also be taken. The most important aspect is that the CBI would also be probing the role of any public servants, if any, and the role of coaching centers will also be examined, because the coaching centers also play a huge role in this for getting maximum optimization of their coaching institute. And CBI sources say that it is say that the NEET leakage could be more localized, as the papers were distributed among close group. But as a matter of fact, it has spread across all parts of the country, north, east, west, south, everywhere. Gujarat is western India, Haryana is northern India, this part is eastern India. So everywhere it has spread. And Education Ministry, we believe in the statement, has said that isolated incidents in few states, Ministry of Education has said in its complaint. So CBI is going to probe it threadbare, put the pieces together of different states, whether be it Ranchi, whether be it Patna, whether be it Gujarat, and bring in corroborative evidences so that more big fish could be trapped in this particular case, because this is much larger. It is on a larger scale, this entire paper leak scam. And now that the CBI has reached Patna, we'll wait and watch what kind of action and how the probe begins will be watched out. Back to you.
Absolutely, of course. Several people have been detained from many other, from the adjacent states also, Prakash. Of course, it is very important to now probe the role of, as you mentioned, the coaching centers. Even in Godhra, we've seen the teachers, those, individuals from the coaching centers were also involved there. And now in Patna also, and from the adjacent, this is a 5-city network that we are looking at right now. It's a 5-city nexus, Prakash, that we are looking at. And now it is all under investigation, especially Godhra and Patna being the 2 epicenters.
Well, yes, these are definitely epicenters, and the kind of probe that has been done and the evidences that has been established pertaining to confessional statements of the students, confessional statements of the accused, documents recovered, and yesterday 6 people were arrested from Jharkhand. They also confessed to the crime. The safe house that we reported from in Patna, learned play school, where the children were asked to mug up the questions and answers. The way Sikandar Yadavendu and Tejasvi Yadav's PS Pritam relationship was established also goes to show the political linkages. And now RJD has released a few pictures of the main accused, Sanjeev Mukhia's wife, with many JDU leaders, including Chief Minister as well as a spokesperson, Ramvilas Paswan's son, Chirag Paswan as well, who is now the cabinet minister. So all kinds of things are emerging out once the probe has begun, and allegations and counter-allegations are also happening there. So it will be an interstate link for sure, and it has been established so far. So we'll watch out as to how the CBI begins its probe.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Prajwal. And Priyanka, for joining us right now on that story. Remember, viewers, we're getting in some more updates coming in. Radnath, we're getting some visuals right now from the national capital. And these are visuals coming in. Revant Reddy has reached Rajnath Singh's residence right now in the national capital. There you can see the convoy. Revant Reddy holding a meeting with Rajnath Singh today. And those are the latest visuals coming in that we are getting to you right now. Revant Reddy, who is a Congress leader and, of course, the Chief Minister of Telangana, is in the national capital. And he's all set to meet the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. And that's the big update we have right now. Latest news coming in right now from the national capital. And what we know, of course, remains to be seen what all is up for discussion. But remember, already Revant Reddy was in the national capital to meet the MPs, the Congress MPs also. And now he has reached, in fact, already Rajnath Singh's residence. And we will get you more updates from our reporter on Ground Zero. But Revant Reddy is right now at Rajnath Singh's residence. And of course, it's interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what is up for discussion, if it's a courtesy meet or is there any talking point between the two. As Revant Reddy, the Telangana Chief Minister, reaches Defense Minister Rajnath Singh's residence in the national capital. And those are remember, viewers, this is the first day of the Parliament session. It kick-started today. A lot of words, of course, ensued. There were a lot of protests by the opposition parties. And we also saw Prime Minister Modi also taking on the Congress party, reminding them of the emergency years and talking about the Constitution, the dangers of the emergency, the dark era of emergency. And in the latest, we have Revant Reddy now heading to Rajnath Singh's residence, the national capital. Remember, Revant Reddy was in the national capital already to meet for the meeting of the Congress party, to meet the MPs. And we'll get you more on that, what is up for discussion between the two leaders. And this, of course, comes on the first day of the Parliament session. This was day one. My colleague Harsha joins us on the phone line for more. Harsha, tell us more details on this Revant Reddy meeting Rajnath Singh.
Yes, Rakshita, you rightly stated we have got this information where he has reached the residence of Rajnath Singh, and it's very important to note that there are several issues of the state which need to be looked out, and also
all right. There seems to be a problem with that audio connections there, Harsha. We will connect once again with you, but right now we're shifting focus to news coming in from Karnataka viewers. There is, of course, another tug of war that's happening. Karnataka cabinet ministers are now demanding their additional deputy chief ministerial berths. Ministers K.N. Rajan and Zamir Ahmad Khan are now calling for more deputy chief minister positions in light of the recent Lok Sabha election results. The Cooperation Minister K.N. Rajan defended this proposal, arguing that distributing power would help the party gain the confidence of various communities, and this, of course, happening in wake of what happened, the plight of the Congress party in the Lok Sabha elections when it comes to Karnataka. Take a listen into the reactions.
ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷ ಏನು ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಪಕ್ಷ ನಾವು ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಕೇಳೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡೋರು ಯಾರು ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್
ತೀರ್ಮಾನಗಳು ಬೇಗ ಆಗದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಸಮಾಧಾನ ಶುರುವಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವುದು ಆಂತರಿಕ ಇದನ್ನು ಶುರುವಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಸಮಾಧಾನಗಳು
ಆ ಥರ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಈಗ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ
ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನು ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಯಾರೋ ಕೆಲವೇ ಜನ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಆ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಆ ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಪ್ರತಿಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಲಿಂಗಾಯತ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, SC/ST ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಪಸಂಖ್ಯಾತ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು DCMಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹಿಂದೆ BJPನವರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಂತ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ DCM ಮಾಡಿದ ಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹೊಸದಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಆದರೂ ಒಂದು ಗೌರವ ಆ ಸಮುದಾಯದ ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮುದಾಯಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾತಿನಿಧ್ಯ ದೊರೆತಿದೆ. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವರು ಆ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಆ ಜನರ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಗಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂತಹ ಸಾಧನ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನು DCM ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸಲಹೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಲೋಕಸಭಾ ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾಲನೆ ಆಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಜಮೀರ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸತೀಶ್ ಜಾರಕಿಹೊಳಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಸಚಿವರು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಮತ ಇದೆ. ಅಂತಿಮವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಏನು ನಿರ್ಣಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ನಿರ್ಣಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬದ್ಧರು ಕೂಡ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ.
My colleague Smita joins us live from our Kannada newsroom in Bengaluru. Now, Smita, this is not the first time we are seeing this tug of war between, amongst the Congress leaders. Even before the assembly elections, we saw that happening. And once again, in the wake of what has happened in the Lok Sabha elections, the Congress party is licking its wound, and there is opportunism that could be clearly witnessed by these leaders once again demanding deputy chief ministerial post, mounting pressure on Siddaramaiah, on the high command of the Congress party.
Exactly, but the question is the pressure building on Siddaramaiah, or Siddaramaiah himself is creating a pressure on Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar is the question for which we, as of now, don't have the clear answer. As we are speaking, the demand for the multiple DCM posts in Karnataka is gradually growing. As of now, we got to hear two prominent ministers, demand for the Deputy Chief Minister post, that is Zamir Ahmad Khan and one more K.H. Rajana. But Republic Kannada has also accessed some information from the sources that there are demand demand from many other leaders. They are demanding for creating 5 deputy chief minister posts. That is 1 deputy chief minister post that is DK Shivakumar himself is enjoying. Along with that, 4 more DCM posts are on demand. The reason behind this, the demand for the multiple DCM posts is, according to the leaders, as the local body elections are nearing, the Congress government wants to conduct the long pending local body election to give the representation for the caste and the sub-caste. Multiple DCM posts may help the leaders to accumulate the votes in the local body election. As of now, we are getting to hear 6 prominent names under the demand list. Prominently from ST community, it's Rajana himself, and along with him, one more minister, Satish Jarkiholi. And from SC category, we are getting to hear the name of Parmeshwar, who is the sitting home minister. Along with him, KH Muniappa. And from the Muslim community, Zamir Ahmad Khan, obviously, and also from Lingaita, which is one more prominent community down over here in Karnataka. MB Patil name is in the front run, but don't know, as I said, 6 prominent leaders, sitting ministers, are expecting the DCM post, but creating the multiple DCM post will directly hit the sentiments and the ego of the sitting DCM, that is DK Shivakumar, who himself is the KPCC president also. So how the High Command, Congress High Command will see this is the question that has to be, heard or encountered as of now.
Absolutely. The infighting, of course, in Karnataka Congress continues, and it's out in the public domain. Thank you so much for the moment joining us with those updates coming in from Bengaluru, Smita. And now we switch our focus back to what's happening across the country. This is Bharat in 5 minutes, viewers. BJP President JP Nadda wrote a letter to Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge in which he expressed shock at the Congress's silence over the huge tragedy in Tamil Nadu, which claims 57 lives. Nadda accused the DMK India alliance of colluding with the illicit liquor mafias, contributing to the disaster. He further urged Kharge for a CBI investigation and the removal of Tamil Nadu's Minister for Excise and Prohibition. Nadda also called for enhanced compensation for victims' families and criticized the DMK-led state government's response, accusing it of attempting a cover-up. The BJP leader invited Kharge to join a black band protest at the parliament. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge rebuked Prime Minister Narendra Modi's focus on the emergency, questioning his governance strategy during a media interaction ahead of the Lok Sabha session today. Now, Kharge accused Modi of neglecting pressing issues like NEET, Manipur and the West Bengal accident. In a social media post, Kharge highlighted Modi's silence on these matters and criticized the government's handling of floods in Assam and inflation. He also reminded Prime Minister of a decade-long undeclared emergency and urged him to prioritize substantive action over slogans, stressing the need for accountable governance. Prime Minister Modi had earlier referenced the emergency while emphasizing the importance of preserving India's democratic values. Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel convened a briefing on the Kanya Kelavani Mahotsav and School Praveshotsav set for the 26th and 28th of June in Gandhinagar. The event aims to promote girls' education and facilitate school admissions across the state. Sikkim Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang expressed gratitude to Prime Minister Modi, crediting him for a significant national progress and transformative changes in the northeastern region since 2014. Tamang pointed out the improved connectivity across all northeastern states and the neighboring countries under Prime Minister Modi's leadership. He extended an invitation to the Prime Minister to commemorate Sikkim's 50th anniversary on the 16th of May 2025, which the Prime Minister has accepted.
बहुत बदलाव आया है। 2014 के बाद तो एक काया पलट हुआ है सिक्किम और नॉर्थ ईस्ट राज्य में, इसलिए मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को और इंटायर केंद्र सरकार को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो सोच है, इसी कारण अभी हर राज्य से दूसरे राज्य में अगर जाना पड़े तो हम लोग बाई रोड जा सकते हैं। अभी इतना रास्ता नेशनल हाईवे बन चुका है।
Robert Vadra, the husband of Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi, expressed strong support for brother-in-law Rahul Gandhi, assuming the role of leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha. Vadra emphasized his personal familiarity with Rahul, likening their relationship to that of brothers, and praised Rahul's diligence and wholehearted dedication to his responsibilities. Vadra affirmed with confidence that Rahul would effectively challenge the BJP on their agenda as leader of opposition. This endorsement comes amidst discussions within the Congress Working Committee, urging Rahul Gandhi to take up the crucial parliamentary position opposition. As the Congress party, in fact, seeks to assert its role in Indian politics, Vadra's statement signals a unified front backing Rahul Gandhi's leadership in confronting the ruling BJP.
And I think he understands the responsibility of being a leader of opposition. And I think that with the consent of the India coalition government and with, being in as the leader of opposition, he would challenge the BJP on every plan that they have, as in, also choosing this pro tem speaker.
The Defence Services Staff College, Wellington and Defence Services Command and Staff College Mirpur have entered a landmark memorandum of understanding signed by DSSC Commandant Lieutenant General Virendra Vats and Bangladesh's Additional Forces Director General Lieutenant General M.R. Shamim. The agreement aims to enhance bilateral defence cooperation. This is what we're talking about between India and Bangladesh, and it includes provisions for faculty exchanges, development programs, and knowledge sharing, joint seminars, and fostering mutual understanding of strategic, regional and operational issues.
At 7 p.m. on This Is Exclusive, we give you more details as anger over the NEET scam remains unabated. We also tell you about the fiery start to the 18th Lok Sabha as the Prime Minister recalls the dark days of emergency.
Get you more updates and news. JP Nadda, is also the health minister, is all set to replace Piyush Goyal as the leader of Rajya Sabha. And Prime Minister Modi launches an emergency attack on the opposition. And the Congress party says that nation was turned into a prison 50 years ago.
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth. Over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
Dramatic start to first session of Parliament. Prime Minister takes on Congress ahead of emergency anniversary. Black spot on democracy irks India alliance. Indi Din in Parliament ahead of BJP's Black Day protest. All this and more on Versus at 5:30 p.m. today.
CID gets custody of Suraj Revanna in the sexual assault case. So what next for Suraj Revanna? The CID will conduct a spot inquest. They will recreate the crime scene and also record his statements in the case. We'll get you all this and more in Across the Republic with me, Deepak Suresh Kumar, at 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
ମୁଁ ଧର୍ମେନ୍ଦ୍ର ପ୍ରଧାନ ଲୋକସଭାର ସଦସ୍ୟ ରୂପେ ନିର୍ବାଚିତ ହୋଇ ଈଶ୍ୱରଙ୍କ ନାମରେ ଶପଥ କରୁଅଛି ଯେ
कल 25 जून को भारत के लोकतंत्र में जो काला धब्बा लगा था, उसके 50 वर्ष हो रहे हैं। भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था।
Dramatic start to first session of Parliament. Prime Minister takes on Congress ahead of emergency anniversary. Black spot on democracy irks Indy alliance. Indy Din in Parliament ahead of BJP's Black Day protest. All this and more on Versus at 5:30 p.m. today.
American Pistachio presents cracking news of the hour.
JP Nadda to replace Piyush Goyal as the leader of Rajya Sabha.
भारत के लोकतंत्र लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं की रक्षा करते हुए देशवासी संकल्प लेंगे कि भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था।
Prime Minister launches emergency attack on opposition. Congress says nation was turned into prison. Karnataka Cabinet Minister demand additional Deputy Chief Minister. Berths argue that distributing power would help the party gain the confidence of various communities. Patna, Ranchi, Godhra, Deoghra and now Latur. NEET scam gets deeper after 5-city nexus emerges. Centre-appointed panel on NEET scam investigation to hold a meet today. Former ISRO chief is going to be at the helm of affairs. As Delhi reels under water crisis, Atishi begins hunger strike for more water. The BJP calls it a sham. Good evening. Welcome to Republic TV on Live and Breaking. Viewers, Prime Minister Modi, while addressing the nation today, has spoken before the session, recalling the dark day of democracy, 25th of June 2024, marking the 50th anniversary of the emergency declared by the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Prime Minister Modi, in his address, called it a black spot. Listen in.
आज हम 24 जून को मिल रहे हैं। कल 25 जून है। जो लोग इस देश के संविधान की गरिमा से समर्पित हैं, जो लोग भारत की लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं पे निष्ठा रखते हैं, उनके लिए 25 जून न भूलने वाला दिवस है। कल 25 जून को भारत के लोकतंत्र में जो काला धब्बा लगा था, उसके 50 वर्ष हो रहे हैं। भारत की नई पीढ़ी इस बात को कभी नहीं भूलेगी कि भारत के संविधान को पूरी तरह नकार दिया गया था। संविधान के लीरे लीरा उड़ा दिए गए थे। देश को जेल खाना बना दिया गया था। लोकतंत्र को पूरी तरह दबोच दिया गया था। इमरजेंसी के ये 50 साल इस संकल्प के हैं कि हम गौरव के साथ हमारे संविधान की रक्षा करते हुए, भारत के लोकतंत्र लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं की रक्षा करते हुए देशवासी संकल्प लेंगे कि भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था। हम संकल्प करेंगे जीवंत लोकतंत्र का, हम संकल्प करेंगे भारत के संविधान की निर्दिष्ट दिशा के अनुसार जन सामान्य के सपनों को पूरा करना।
100 बार यही बात बोलेंगे और इमरजेंसी के 50 साल हो रहे बोले तो तुम इमरजेंसी से विदाउट डिक्लेयरिंग इमरजेंसी यू आर डूइंग इट। इसीलिए हर बार वही बात बोल के आप कितने दिन ऐसा ही अपनी हुकूमत करना चाहते हैं।
The darkest era in Indian after independence. I want to go across to Shivangi, joining us live from the Parliament. Shivangi, the Prime Minister makes a very politically correct statement when he says the dark days of emergency will never return. Around you, politicians are there. There are people from different parties. What is the sense that you are picking up with these comments that have been made by the Prime Minister?
Well, very good evening to you, Rhythm. We are live from outside the Parliament, and we have been here since the morning itself. And today was that big day when we were expecting the 18th Lok Sabha to kick off with much of expected fireworks, and that did happen. So on one hand, we saw the controversy over the pro tem speaker. On the other hand is that very important comment that the Prime Minister made, where he recalled the dark days and the unforgettable period of the emergency. Tomorrow, June 25th, is a 49th anniversary, Rhythm, since the emergency was imposed. And after that, PM Modi made that in the just before the Parliament kicked off. He made those really, really important comments. Now, speaking of how the Congress has responded to PM Modi, Congress, as its President Mallikarjun Kharge said that there is an undeclared emergency under the BJP-led NDA government. So obviously the Congress has not been happy, but this statement which was made by the Prime Minister, Rhythm, on the dark days of the Indian democracy, I don't think that is something that the ND bloc really expected, because in the morning itself, when we started our reportage live, we knew that the Congress and the ND bloc, who had a meeting around 10 a.m. About how to really corner the NDA-led government, and then they proceeded to go ahead and protest outside the Parliament. The plan was to attack the NDA-led government on the NEET-UG scam and, of course, on the pro tem speaker. So PM Modi's attack came in just before the Parliament session began, and the entire day today, after that, what we saw was a to and fro once again between the ND bloc and the NDA-led government on this issue. Number two, let's talk about the pro tem speaker. So, in fact, we saw that the ND bloc was not too happy. They wanted K. Suresh to be the pro tem speaker. But later on, we clarified here on Republic TV as well that K. Suresh has lost 2 elections. He is not a consecutive MP, even though he has got he's won 8 times. So this is something that Kiren Rijiju had pointed out. He clearly said that the pro tem speaker, the current pro tem speaker, has won 7 elections back to back, and even though this is a temporary role that the BJP MP Bhartrihari Mahtab has, he really deserves it. And Kiren Rijiju explained that. He explained why that is so because Mahtab has won 7 times from Cuttack, and he has also got many awards. He has served as an MP with many awards in the past. I'm handing it back to you, Rhythm, right now. Of course, just 2 days from now, the speaker will be picked by a simple majority, and that is going to be a session that we all have to wait and watch for. Today, all the MPs, they were taking oaths back to back. Kangana Ranaut took her oath as well as a first-time MP. So we can expect a lot more in the next few days. Back to you, Rhythm.
All right. Thank you, Shivangi, for giving us those details, joining us live from the Parliament. Viewers, the 18th session of the Lok Sabha has also commenced. Prime Minister Modi has spoken. Let's listen in. Who's on the TP guy?
संसदीय लोकतंत्र में आज का दिवस गौरवमय है, यह वैभव का दिन है। आजादी के बाद पहली बार हमारी अपनी नई संसद में ये शपथ समारोह हो रहा है। 18 वर्ष की आयु में हमारे यहाँ मताधिकार मिलता है। 18वीं लोकसभा भारत के अमृतकाल की इस लोकसभा का गठन वो भी एक शुभ संकेत है। साथियों, आज हम 24 जून को मिल रहे हैं। कल 25 जून है। जो लोग इस देश के संविधान की गरिमा से समर्पित हैं, जो लोग भारत की लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं पे निष्ठा रखते हैं, उनके लिए 25 जून न भूलने वाला दिवस है। गत 10 वर्ष में जिस परंपरा को हमने प्रस्थापित करने का निरंतर प्रयास किया है, क्योंकि हम मानते हैं कि सरकार चलाने के लिए बहुमत होता है, लेकिन देश चलाने के लिए सहमति बहुत जरूरी होती है। और इसलिए हमारा निरंतर प्रयास रहेगा कि हर किसी की सहमति के साथ, हर किसी को साथ लेकर के मां भारती की सेवा करें, 140 करोड़ देशवासियों की आशा आकांक्षाओं को परिपूर्ण करें। आज हम 24 जून को मिल रहे हैं। कल 25 जून है। जो लोग इस देश के संविधान की गरिमा से समर्पित हैं, जो लोग भारत की लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं पे निष्ठा रखते हैं, उनके लिए 25 जून न भूलने वाला दिवस है। माननीय सभी सांसदों से देश को बहुत सी अपेक्षाएं हैं। मैं सभी सांसदों से आग्रह करूंगा कि जनहित के लिए, लोक सेवा के लिए हम इस अवसर का उपयोग करें और हर संभव हम जनहित में कदम उठाएं। देश की जनता विपक्ष से अच्छे कदमों की अपेक्षा रखती है। अब तक जो निराशा मिली है, शायद इस 18वीं लोकसभा में विपक्ष देश के सामान्य नागरिकों की विपक्ष के नाते उनकी भूमिका की अपेक्षा करता है, लोकतंत्र की गरिमा को बनाए रखने की अपेक्षा करता है। मैं आशा करता हूं कि विपक्ष उस पर खरा उतरेगा।
Viewers, Republic TV has unmasked the Deoghar paper leak case and accused also exclusive pictures of Chintu and Manish, who were also have been accessed, and they received the question paper. They got the printout. Another individual, Manish, he's also the one who assembled the students at the play school to mug up the answers. Chintu has confessed to leaking and supplying the NEET question papers to the main accused. Let me also go across to my colleague Gopi, who's joining us now from the capital. Gopi, it's a multi-city scam that's being investigated now. What are you picking up?
Well, indeed, it's a five-city nexus, I would say. Yesterday, it was Devgarh, where Bihar police had arrested 6 people from Devgarh. Today, also in Latur, there were arrests made, while there has been updates coming from Godhra as well. So, when you talk about what had happened, CBI had, in fact, filed an FIR under IPC 120B, which revolves around the criminal conspiracy, while 420, which revolves around the cheating, matters of cheating. So this has been done, and CBI is now directly probing the paper leak matter in Patna as well as in Godhra. Today they have gone to Godhra and they are probing there as well. They have seized a couple of documents. While what is happening simultaneously in Delhi is there have been 2 meetings which were scheduled since morning today. One is a meeting which is under the former ISRO chairman who is heading the meeting, and that is as per the central government's directives, as they are planning to chalk out new rules and regulations for the entire entrance exams that happen in the country. While another meeting is going on with the new DG of NTA, where senior officials along with other officials are still at the NTA office, where they are planning to strategize what can be done to address the alleged anomalies that have went through for this year's NEET as well as NET controversy. Back to you.
I also want to go across to Priyanka, who's picking up more details. Priyanka, it's also the role of the NDA that's under the scanner. The CBI teams have reached Godhra. Give us more details.
Well, that's right, Rhythm. A very glaring detail and a very important one that is really coming to light in that exclusive statement that we have accessed of the investigating officer, NV Patel, who is essentially stating how the NTA is refusing to cooperate in that entire investigation that they are carrying out here as well. In fact, he has categorically mentioned that the city in charge of Godhra was the NTA appointed city in charge, and he is one of the key conspirators as well, who had been also in touch with the agents who had subsequently been arrested, the agents who had also been in touch with the students who had approached them for carrying out this cheating. Now, that being said, we also see that there were out-of-state students who had registered as their center for Godhra, as they were also in cahoots with these 5 accused, and these 5 accused in fact had reached out to those students as well, and these parents of the students had then given them blank checks, and that is how the entire cheating was going to take place. However, it is important to note that once again, investigating officer has reiterated that the NTA has completely refused to cooperate. They are not only not handing over the OMR sheets, because that will be a key piece of evidence. They have stated that the students were going to leave these OMR sheets empty and the teachers were going to fill it out, and those OMR sheets are very crucial pieces of evidences that the NTA had refused to hand over to the Godhra police for them to carry out their investigation into how deep this rot really goes in the NTA itself and whether it stopped at the Godhra city in charge itself. That being said, we are looking at the investigation that had transpired, and the Godhra police had questioned all of the 5 accused. All of them had been interrogated as well. In fact, the bail of the key accused, in fact, has also now been rejected by the Godhra Sessions Court. And we are looking at the Godhra police citing that there is a conspiracy and a deeper conspiracy at play, and there are antecedents as well of some of these accused who had been involved in several other paper leak cases as well. And that is why they are saying that they need them behind bars, they need them in the judicial custody, even when the interrogation has gotten over. However, a very important, a crucial point that the Godhra police had pointed out is specifically the investigating officer, who has now stated that the NTA has refused to cooperate. Now, that being said, parallelly, as Gopi also pointed out, we have the CBI team here in Godhra. They are carrying out the investigation. They are looking at the statements of the accused. They're looking at the entire investigation that has been carried out by the Godhra police. They will further look into the links that have, and whether there will be links which will emerge in the Bihar and the Ranchi case, and whether or not these agents that have also been taken into custody, were they in touch with any of the parents or any of the other agents who had been operating out of Bihar and Ranchi.
All right, Priyanka, I thank you for giving us those details. Viewers, we also want to tell you, hearing a petition today, Justice Ashok Kumar Jain has also now stated that the matter is going to be coming up in the top court. He sought the response from the NTA and the central government. This is the High Court that was hearing the matter. The matter is pending in the Supreme Court, and that is why the court has said they will hear it after the Supreme Court hears the matter on the 8th of July. In such a situation, in fact, after that on July 10th, the court has also kept the matter for the next hearing. What's very crucial is that the petitioners appeal to the court to cancel the exam. They say that the paper was found late at many centers in Rajasthan. Let's also go across to my colleague to give us more details about what happened in the leak incidents that happened in Jaipur. I am now going to be joined by Amandeep, and I'm going to go across to that report he's sending us.
नीट परीक्षा 2024 को लेकर के जिस तरीके से पेपर लीक की घटनाएं सामने आई, उसको लेकर के एक हाई कोर्ट जयपुर में भी एक रिट पिटीशन लगी थी, जिसको लेकर सवाल उठाए गए थे कि राजस्थान में भी कहीं ना कहीं कई स्कूलों में पेपर लेट पहुंचा है, जिससे विद्यार्थी जो थे वो वंचित रह गए थे। राम प्रताप सैनी एडवोकेट हैं। सर, कोर्ट ने क्या कहा आज? पिटीशन में आपने क्या दायर किया था पिटीशन?
कोर्ट में हमने ये पिटीशन डाली थी कि जो नीट 2024 यूजी के एग्ज़ाम हुआ, उस एग्ज़ाम के अंदर धांधली हुई है, पेपर लीक हुआ है। साथ ही कई सेंटर के ऊपर अभ्यर्थियों को देरी से पेपर दिया गया था, जिसका कोई ग्रेस मार्क नहीं दिया गया, और इसके अंदर इतनी सारी इलीगलिटी हुई है, इतनी सारी अनियमितता हुई है, इसलिए इस एग्ज़ाम को निरस्त कर दिया जाए, दोबारा एग्ज़ाम करवाया जाए। साथ ही हमने CBI की जाँच की मांग की थी, तो क्योंकि CBI की तो ऑलरेडी अब कर ली है, लेकिन हमारी जो निरस्त करने की मांग है उसके ऊपर NTA की तरफ से एडवोकेट आए थे, और हाई कोर्ट में आज सुनवाई के दौरान हाई कोर्ट ने जो NTA और भारत सरकार को ये आदेश दिया है कि आप 10 तारीख तक इसमें जवाब दे दें, क्योंकि इस मामले में कुछ याचिकाएं सुप्रीम कोर्ट में पेंडिंग हैं। उन याचिकाओं को उसमें 8 तारीख है, तो यहाँ कोर्ट ने NTA और भारत सरकार से जवाब मांगा है, 10 तारीख को रखा में सुनवाई के लिए अब इस केस को।
आपने जो रिट पिटीशन दायर की थी, उसमें क्या क्या राजस्थान से जुड़े हुए साक्ष्य थे? राजस्थान के कौन कौन से स्कूल और सेंटर से जुड़े हुए साक्ष्य आपने पेश किए?
हमने जो विद्याश्रम स्कूल जयपुर है, इसके अंदर यहाँ के साक्ष्य प्रस्तुत किए हैं कि उसी दिन पेपर में भी आई थी, मीडिया में भी आई थी, और जो OMR सीट जो हमारी है उसके ऊपर जो टाइम दिया गया है वो टाइम अंकित है कि हमें 2:30 बजे बाद में पेपर दिया गया है, और इसमें जो परीक्षा निरंक है उनके ऊपर साइन भी है कि जो एग्जामिनर के कि ये 2:30 बजे इनको पेपर दिया गया, आधे घंटे लेट पेपर दिया गया। साथ ही जो सवाई माधोपुर, लक्ष्मणगढ़ व कई अन्य स्कूलें हैं जहां पे पेपर देरी से दिया गया था। देरी से पेपर देने के कारण से ये जो है पूरे पेपर हल नहीं कर पाए और इनके मार्क्स कम आए। बाकी अन्य लोगों की इन्होंने हरियाणा के अंदर दोबारा एग्जाम करवा ली, इनको दोबारा एग्जाम नहीं करवाया। साथ ही हमने ये भी प्रेयर करी है कि पूरे भारतवर्ष में बड़ोदरा है और बिहार है जहाँ पे FIR दर्ज हुई हैं, इन्होंने गिरफ्तारी की है। जब गिरफ्तारी कर ली आपने पेपर लीक को करके, तो इसका मतलब ये है कि पेपर आउट हुआ है। आपने खुद नहीं मान लिया कि पेपर एग्जाम से पहले दूसरे लोगों को दे दिया गया है, इस कारण से इनको गिरफ्तार किया गया है। तो जब निश्चित रूप से ये एग्जाम निरस्त होने चाहिए, और निरस्त को लेकर हमने याचिका दाखिल की है जिसमें NTA और भारत सरकार से जवाब मांगा है 10 तारीख तक।
राजस्थान में कोई ऐसा सेंटर जहां पे पेपर लीक की घटना सामने आई हो आपके समक्ष, या सिर्फ लेट की वजह से अपन ने?
देखिए, राजस्थान के अंदर मोस्टली है कि जो पेपर लीक परीक्षा से पहले पेपर किसी को मिल गया हो, ऐसा हमने आरोप नहीं लगाया। हमने पूरे भारतवर्ष में लगाया, क्योंकि इसका एक ही एग्ज़ाम है, तो जो पूरे भारत में एग्ज़ाम हुई है तो उसको लेके हमने निरस्त करने के लिए कहा है। यहाँ जयपुर के अंदर पेपर लीक नहीं हुआ, इसका हमारे पास में कोई एविडेंस नहीं है, लेकिन चूँकि एग्ज़ाम एक ही है और अन्य जगह पर लीक हुआ, तो इन पर भी कहीं ना कहीं जो मेडिकल सीटें हैं वो पूरे भारत की एक साथ में मेरिट बनती है। और हरियाणा के अंदर भी ऐसा हुआ कि पेपर देरी से पहुंचा, उनका खुद का कहना है कि हमने देरी का पहुंचा इस वजह से ग्रेस मार्क दिया है। तो हमारा भी यही था कि जब देरी से पहुंचा तो हमें भी ग्रेस मार्क दिया जाने। अब हमारा एग्जाम उन्होंने करवाया नहीं, अन्य लोगों के कल एग्जाम करवा लिए, तो बेटर यही है कि एग्जाम दोबारा करने से अच्छा है कि दोबारा से एग्जाम करवाया जाए पूरा, क्योंकि इसमें अब जो एग्जाम हुआ है कल उसके अंदर सरल पेपर था, पहले एग्जाम हुआ वो बिल्कुल सरल पेपर नहीं था, हार्ड पेपर था। अब भी जो वेरिएशन आएगा पेपर को लेकर भी, इसलिए मेरा जो क्लाइंट्स हैं उनका ये कहना है कि उन्होंने राजस्थान हाई कोर्ट से गुहार की है कि पूरे एग्जाम को ही खत्म कर दिया जाए,
री एग्जामिनेशन
दोबारा से एग्जाम करवाया जाए तुरंत प्रभाव से।
तो 2024 नीट परीक्षा को लेकर के राजस्थान हाई कोर्ट ने NTA को नोटिस जारी करते हुए कहा है कि 10 तारीख से पहले आप अपना जवाब जो है वो हाई कोर्ट के समक्ष प्रस्तुत करें। वीडियो जर्नलिस्ट महेश के साथ अमरदीप शर्मा, रिपब्लिक TV, जयपुर।
Bazaar Masjid in Bhori Kadal, Srinagar. The fire originated from the top story of the building, inflicting substantial damage to the commercial premises. And this is the visuals that are coming in Srinagar of the fire in the commercial building, where there have been substantial damages to the commercial premises. We're also being given more details about the fact that the fire originated in the top story of the building. Substantial damage has been there. There are people around this area where the fire in the commercial building took place. It's a massive fire in the commercial building in Bhori Kadal. We're also going to be joined by Zeenath to give us more details. Viewers, these are the raw visuals that are coming in of that fire in the commercial building. Massive fire in the commercial building. The BJP President JP Nadda writes to Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge over the opposition silence on the Tamil Nadu hooch tragedy. Nadda accused the DMK India alliance of alluding with the illicit liquor mafias that contribute to the disaster that claimed 57 lives. He also urged Kharge to call for a CBI investigation, asking for the resignation of Tamil Nadu's excise and prohibition minister. The BJP president further called for more compensation for the victims' families, while he criticized the DMK-led Tamil Nadu government over its response, which he said was an attempt to cover up the tragedy. Congress President Kharge replied to the Prime Minister's quip at the opposition ahead of the 50th anniversary. He said the Prime Minister must instead focus on issues like NEET, Manipur violence, West Bengal train accident. Taking to social media platform, he attacked the Prime Minister for his silence on crucial matters, criticized the government's handling of floods in Assam. Also went on to allege under PM Modi there has been a decade-long undeclared emergency, asking him to prioritize substantive action over slogans. Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel convened a briefing of the Kanya Kelavani Mahotsav and Social and School Pravotsav 2024 set for June 26 to 28 in Gandhinagar. The event is aimed to promote girls' education and facilitate school admissions across the state. The three-day event is expected to see an upsurge in student enrollment in government primary schools across the state of Gujarat. This is the 19th edition in which the government officials will visit different parts of the state to spread awareness. As the new parliament session commenced in the national capital, Sikkim Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang hailed PM Modi for significant in his role in national progress. He pointed out the improved connectivity across all 8 northeastern states and neighbouring countries under Modi's leadership. He extended an invitation to the Prime Minister to commemorate Sikkim's 50th anniversary, which the PM has accepted.
बहुत 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 बदलाव आया है 2014 के बाद तो एक काया पलट हुआ है सिक्किम और नॉर्थ ईस्ट राज्य में इसलिए मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को और इंटायर केंद्र सरकार को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो सोच है इसी कारण अभी हर राज्य से दूसरे राज्य में अगर जाना पड़े तो हम लोग बाई रोड जा सकते हैं अभी इतना रास्ता नेशनल हाईवे बन चुका है
Businessman, husband of Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi, Robert Vadra expressed his support for Rahul Gandhi to assume the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha. He emphasized personal familiarity with Rahul, likening their relations to that of brothers, hailed Rahul's diligence, said Rahul would effectively challenge the BJP as leader of opposition. The endorsement comes amidst discussion with the Congress Working Committee, urging Rahul to take the crucial parliamentary position.
Nationwide nexus emerges in NEET paper leak. 18th Lok Sabha's first session commences. Prime Minister counters opposition's disruption. All this and more at 7 p.m. on This Is Exclusive.
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth. Over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
I put it like this: because of the war, now our economic relation is infected already now. We try to diversify our supply chains because we cannot.
CID gets custody of Suraj Revanna in the sexual assault case. So what next for Suraj Revanna? The CID will conduct a spot inquest. They will recreate the crime scene and also record his statements in the case. We'll get you all this and more in Across the Republic with me, Deepak Suresh Kumar, at 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
Very good afternoon, friends, to this Monday edition of Versus. First session of Parliament, the Lok Sabha, began today. First session of 18th Lok Sabha, and on what note? The opposition deciding to show its colors, to show its intent of opposing, obstructing from the word go. When they went to the Prerna Sthal to protest near the Gandhi statue, they carried a copy of the Constitution and continued to raise their contention that Prime Minister Modi's government somehow is not good for the Constitution. But what are the facts? Is it a bogey being raised by the opposition again and again? How many times has the Constitution been amended? And of that, how many times was it done under the Congress governments? And how many times under other prime ministers, non-Congress prime ministers? And of that, how many times under Narendra Modi in the last 10 years? We'll go through these facts and have a nice conversation on this edition of Versus. It's Constitution versus emergency. Look at the facts, then I come back for a conversation.
हमारी Constitution long live! Long live! Long live! संविधान का तोड़ना बंद करो! बंद करो! बंद करो!
Ahead of the first session of the 18th Lok Sabha, the Prime Minister took the opportunity to recall one of the darkest constitutional crises our nation saw 50 years ago. Racking up the 1974 emergency imposed by the Indira Gandhi government, the Prime Minister reiterated that the next generation of Indians must never forget the emergency.
इमरजेंसी के ये 50 साल इस संकल्प के हैं कि हम गौरव के साथ हमारे संविधान की रक्षा करते हुए भारत के लोकतंत्र, लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं की रक्षा करते हुए देशवासी संकल्प लेंगे कि भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था.
The Prime Minister's comments came as the opposition leaders stood on the steps of the Parliament in protest with copies of the Constitution of India in hand. Taking on the Prime Minister head-on, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge questioned the Prime Minister for racking up old issues asking him to break his silence on present ongoing controversies.
100 बार यही बात बोलेंगे और इमरजेंसी के 50 साल हो रहे बोले तो तुम इमरजेंसी से विदाउट डिक्लेयरिंग इमरजेंसी यू आर डूइंग इट। इसीलिए हर बार वही बात बोल के आप कितने दिन ऐसा ही अपनी हुकूमत करना चाहते हैं।
TMC's Kalyan Banerjee went on to make big claims about Modi's government violating the provisions of the constitution.
We are here, we are protesting because the provisions of the constitution have been violated. Constitution have been violated by Narendra Modi government.
Meanwhile, the BJP continued to attack the Congress over the emergency, with Karnataka's leader of opposition, R. Ashok, demanding an apology from Rahul Gandhi.
There is no provision in the constitution. She brought Indira Gandhi. That's why we demand Rahul Gandhi. If any moral rights of you come to the Ramlila Maidan and you and your mother have to apologize India, all the Indian people, 130 Indian people, apology. That is our demand.
Congress remains defiant and charged the PM of violating the constitution instead.
We wanted to show that we stand for the constitution and we wanted to remind the government that constitution is everything for this country, and any step to disturb the constitution or change the constitution won't be tolerated.
Meanwhile, Union Minister Ramdas Athawale claimed that the opposition has ran out of topics to discuss.
मुझे लगता है कि अपोजिशन को दूसरा कोई विषय नहीं है। संविधान के बारे में सबको आदर है, संविधान की रक्षा होना आवश्यक है, और इसीलिए मुझे लगता है कि बार बार संविधान का विषय निकाल कर अपोजिशन ब्लैकमेल करने का काम कर रहा है। एक तो संविधान को माथा टेकर मोदी साहब ने शपथ ली है, और नरेंद्र मोदी जी कोई संविधान बदलने वाले नहीं है, लेकिन उसका एक गलत प्रचार भी किया जा रहा है। तो अपोजिशन ने बार बार संविधान का विषय नहीं उठाना चाहिए।
As the political tussle over the constitution continues to grow, the question remains: can the history of the emergency be forgotten? And is the constitution under threat today?
All right, joining me, Yuvraj Pushkarna of the BJP, Pokharna of the BJP, I beg your pardon, and Akhil Swami leans towards the Congress party. The question is that is opposition raising the bogey of constitution under threat because they believe that they can get away without pushing in facts? They are playing with the sentiments of the people and thinking that by which they would be able to put the government on the mat. And let's get going with the conversation that we were supposed to have. We are having, which is whether constitution under threat is an opposition bogey or is it backed by any facts. We had that Trinamool MP saying in that soundbite, constitution has been violated. Akhil Swami, how has the constitution been violated in the last 10 years of the Modi government?
See, Abhishek, you may not be a witness as to what happened in 1974 to 76. I was a witness. I opposed emergency. I participated in JP movement. And we opposed emergency because that was a black spot on democracy and the Constitution of India. But right now, what I'm seeing for last 10 years is worse than that. I have never seen, not even in India, even outside India, anywhere in the world, the farmers marching to the capital just to put their demand to the rulers whom they have elected. And the Haryana government crossing over the Punjab borders and putting obstacles in the way of the farmers. I've never seen anywhere in the world. I have never seen the paper leakage and the type of the examination system and the rotten educational system that this government has brought in last 10 years. I have never seen the Sanjeev Mukhia, who is the kingpin of this particular scam, is having photographs with the top leaders of BJP. And I am also witnessing as to how Gujarat NTI is not cooperating with the CBI, and the Bihar, there is a complete attacks on the CBI officers And you say that Bihar is a very politically sensitive and very ably managed state. So what I'm finding today is, and privatizing everything. So see, the basic spirit of
the basic spirit, the basic structure.
Give jobs.
Okay, we have some facts. We have some facts also on the wall, and
the jobs are not there for OBCs and SC, STs. What is the benefit?
I don't know. Okay, Akhil Swami, you are saying farmers' protest is a threat to the constitution, or the manner in which the law and order situation was handled is a threat to constitution, or was a threat to constitution? You are saying that the CBI team being attacked in Bihar is a threat to constitution?
Yes,
you are saying that paper leaks, 9 paper leaks in 5 years of the Congress government in Rajasthan is a threat to constitution, okay?
Yes,
now,
yes.
let's get little more factual, let's get little more honest about what constitutes threat to constitution, Akhil Swami. And let me give you some numbers. 106 times the Constitution of India has been amended as per the provisions as given in the Constitution itself. Of these 106 times, if you go Prime Minister's wise, government's wise, Indira Gandhi, between 1966 and 77, she amended the Constitution 25 times, which included, by the way, a mini constitution, which was 42nd Amendment, which tinkered with 41 articles, existing articles, and introduced 11 new ones. Now, you won't disagree with that because you yourself said that you were part of the opposition at that time and protested emergency. These are facts.
What you are saying is
compare that with Narendra Modi. In the last 10 years, only 8 amendments. Rajiv Gandhi, the son of Indira Gandhi, who took over after Indira was killed in that terror attack. Rajiv Gandhi, in his 5 years, amended the Constitution 10 times. In 5 years, 10 times. Narendra Modi, 8 times in 10 years. So obviously, Yuvraj Pokharna, this is clearly a case of opposition playing mischief.
Hello, Namaste Abhishek. Until 2014, the Constitution was amended 98 times, and as you rightly said, the amendments were made according to the provisions inculcated in the Constitution itself. But as you said, that the opposition is playing mischief, and the only person that is making a sense, and it's very funny to say this, the only person making sense in this all rambling is Mr. Ramdas Athavale, because he rightly mentioned that in the dearth of any coherent and cogent issue, the opposition is raking and holding up the red copy of the Constitution. Having said that, Mr. Akhil Swami and the supporters of the Dotted India Alliance are very selectively cherry-picking on issues, whether it is farmers, poor, students, or in general, the voters. And last but not the least, the opposition is completely misguided, misled, and it is in the dearth of any issue. It is a clear case of misplaced priorities.
Okay.
Just give me 10 seconds. They should be eyeing for the post of speaker, but they are fighting for pro tem speaker. They're not even, giving us the name of who will be the leader of opposition, whereas we in the NDA have unanimously voted for PM as the prime minister candidate. And last 5 seconds, NDA with 293 seats has got a mandate which is very much clear, even to a class 5 student. But the India Alliance, led by the Congress sees an eye-opening and clinching mandate in its 99 seats. So I pray to God to give them Sadbuddhi.
But Akhil Swami, how is paper leaks a threat to Constitution? Please explain. You get exactly 30 seconds to explain, plus please do.
Abhishek, anything which is against the democratic values and a clear government governance is threat to Constitution. See, do you feel that we vote for the political parties and the candidates? And if we want and go to the rulers and give a representation, and they are beaten and we are treated like the adversaries, and what type of democracy and constitution is it? And whatever you are saying and the political friend of BJP is saying is all theoretical narration. The basic issue is if you privatize everything of PSU, Everything. You don't give jobs to the.
Are you saying PSUs are part of the Constitution? Are you saying PSUs are part of the Constitution?
Reservation.
Just as private sector was turned into a public sector when Indira brought in that in the 1970s, so the public sector can be turned into private sector. What's constitution? What's unconstitutional about that, Akhil Swami?
Everything. How the reservation will work? If you give lateral entries to the private sector employees who belong to the upper caste,
do you have any issue?
Will work?
Do you have any particular issue?
The basic philosophy of Constitution you are compromising. And theoretical
from NEET to PSU to Constitution to student, do you have any firm stand? You are opposing just for the sake of opposing. You are opposing just for the sake of opposing.
Agitation was treated.
Okay, Akhil Swami, let's get more facts. No, Yuvraj, hold on. Let me get in more facts, then we'll continue the conversation. You see, is an amendment a threat to the Constitution, of which the Congress party would be more guilty than the BJP or Prime Minister Narendra Modi? No, because amendment is a process which is integral to the Constitution. Constitution says that you can amend any part of the Constitution except for a later addition of basic structure which was added, which was a judicial addition to the constitutional scheme of things, right? Constitution fathers themselves did not stop Parliament from amending any part whatsoever of the Constitution. The basic structure doctrine was added later. It was judicial intervention. Yes. Fine, it is respected. Akhil Swami, public sector undertakings are not part of the Constitution. They are neither part of the basic structure doctrine. What are you talking about?
Arey man, you see, the basic philosophy Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar gave was that due share should be given to SC, ST and OBCs. If you privatize everything, you don't give jobs in the public sector and the government.
Who gave the longest speech in Parliament in 1990 as the Prime Minister?
Yuvraj, let him answer.
The basic foundation of Constitution is compromised. Don't go on theories. Come to the practical part of it.
What is theory? What is theory? What is theory? If I am saying PSUs are not part of the Constitution, PSUs are not part of the basic structure doctrine, what's theory about it? It is fact.
It is theory about it because army also everywhere you are giving it to the private sector. You are giving everything as contract. So reservation will cease. And how this SC and ST status will be upward then?
Okay, let Yuvraj respond to that. Yuvraj, you get to respond, then I give some more, I throw some more facts to Akhil Swami, but respond to what he's saying. He's saying essentially that if you privatize the PSUs, then maybe there would be no reservations, and that's a threat to the Constitution.
Yes.
Abhishek, Mr. Akhil Swami is a very honorable dignitary to me, but he is clearly speaking through his hat. When did PM Modi or the BJP or this current dispensation say that they are anti-constitution or they are anti-reservation? In fact, it is his very own party, the party that he touts to support, the Indian National Congress, was vehemently against the Mandal Commission. If you remember, it was Rajiv Gandhi who, as in the capacity of being the Prime Minister of India, gave the longest ever speech that any PM could ever give in the Lok Sabha, and that too against the Mandal Commission. अब क्या बात कर रहे हैं मंडल कमीशन के? तो आप खिलाफ थे. अब आपको बड़ा ST/SC के रहनुमा बन रहे हैं.
Obviously, Akhil Swami, you're not being fair. Neither you're being honest. You know, the way you are giving a spin, is not right. No, tell me. Okay. What is the record of last 10 years, Akhil Swami? If Narendra Modi as Prime Minister wanted to tinker with reservations as they exist, he could have done at 282 tally of the BJP. He could have done at 303. Why should he be doing it at 240 if at all? If he did not do it in the last 10 years, why would he do it in the next 5? Akhil Swami, you don't have an answer.
No, I have the answer. See, his member of parliament, the people who are contesting on BJP ticket, why did they say that we will change constitution if we get 400 seats? Did I say that? Did you say that?
You don't need 400 seats to amend the constitution. You see, there are 8 constitutional amendments that have happened under the Modi government, and the way things pan out, those numbers can be managed if at all that is needed.
They said we will change constitution. They never said they will amend the constitution. The basic issue is that if you are privatizing everything, giving everything to the Gujarat lobby, then how the reservation will work? how the poor will be able to compete and come to the, because every paper will be leaked. In Gujarat,
why do you hate Gujarat so much? Is Gujarat not a part of India?
Double engine states. Where BJP
is Gujarat not a part of India?
Part of India? Is Gujarat not part of India? Yuvraj Pokarna. But what Akhil Swami is saying is that the BJP itself is to be blamed for sowing the seeds of doubt with that 400 par campaign. That's what he's saying.
Abhishek, let me be very candid on this. Yes, a few of the MPs of BJP did utter such, unwanted statements, but clearly the Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah ji, BJP President JP Nadda ji, on record discarded such, debunked such fake news that this is not the official stand of BJP. Having said that, Akhil ji, is Gujarat not part of India? Do you want Gujaratis to take visa to come to Delhi or UP to do business? What are you speaking? Why are you creating a rift in the society? And I strongly take objection on your channel, Abhishek, because I'm myself a Gujarati. I mean, what is it that you have an axe to grind against us? हम लोगों ने क्या बिगाड़ा साहब आपका? क्या हम हिंदी नहीं बोलते? क्या हम अंग्रेजी नहीं बोलते? क्या हम भारत का वीजा लेके नहीं घूमते? क्या हम टैक्स नहीं पे करते हैं? आपको हमसे इतनी नफरत क्यों है साहब?
I think Akhil Swami, you are sort of giving a spin which does not make sense. Now let's see, you have failed to counter this basic fact that in the last 10 years of the Modi government, the number of amendments have been much lesser than Rajiv Gandhi, than Indira Gandhi, than Jawaharlal Nehru. And I don't even hold it against those prime ministers, because Constitution is an organic document, and amending the Constitution is a provision that was provided for by the Constitution fathers, because obviously they did not want to govern this country from their graves, right? They wanted this empowerment of coming generations, so that with changing times, if they thought the Constitution needs to change, that flexibility has to be there. But now the opposition says because Modi has centralizing tendency, he is dictatorial, that's why in his third term he might have done it. How many terms Indira Gandhi had? 4 terms, right? How many terms Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru had? 3 terms. I'm talking about the number of elections. How many years the left government was there in Bengal? 34 years. This is Mamata Banerjee's 3rd term. Naveen Patnaik was chief minister for 20 plus years. Nobody called them dictator. Nobody called Indira Gandhi a dictator. Nobody called Jawaharlal Nehru a dictator. Why should that charge be made against Narendra Modi? Obviously, you are being less than honest, Akhil Swami.
No, I'm not. I'm honest. I'm completely honest. See, have you ever seen anywhere in the world, in a democratic country, which is run by Constitution, the farmers marching to the state capital, the country's capital, and they are treated so badly? Is it in the spirit of the Constitution and democratic norms of any country? And students are tear gassed and they are charged, they are beaten. And when I said that Gujarat, Maharashtra, Bihar and Haryana, all 4 states where paper leaks, and last 7 years, not even a single paper, PG, a NEET. Now students are asking a basic question that you have postponed the papers. At least let us know as to when the papers will be held. Nobody knows. There is complete uncertainty. So, see, you are treating the youth of this country.
I can't. No. You see, paper leak, Akhil Swami, is a law and order. Paper leak, Akhil Swami, is a law and order issue.
No.
Also, you are forgetting that there were 9 times that paper leak episodes happened in 5 years of the Gehlot government in Rajasthan. And I think by repeating this paper leak charge, you are doing no service to your argument.
Do you want
no
to
favor
stay
to your
present
argument.
Or you want to go to past?
But
let us
Abhishek,
solve the problems of the present.
Turkoman Gate bhul gaye aap. You remember the farmers' laws. You remember the farm laws protest.
Why the farmers' laws were brought and why they were withdrawn? 13 months the farmers were treated so badly. And again, after 13 months, the farmers' law were withdrawn. Well, what does it mean? Don't you put your mind?
He's repeating like a broken record.
Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. Even as I get Yuvraj to respond, look at these numbers. We can fire these graphics. These graphics essentially give you an idea of the number of times the Constitution has been amended under these respective prime ministers. So Indira Gandhi, 25 amendments in 11 years. And remember, these 25 amendments included 42nd Amendment, which was actually branded a mini constitution for the number of changes it brought in 41 articles and added 11 new. Move on to the next graphic, even as I let Yuvraj respond. Yuvraj, you get to respond to Akhil Swami's argument that farm laws protests and the manner in which the government clamped down on them was an indication that the government is dictatorial, and that's why, this threat to constitution bogey.
Abhishek, Honorable Akhil ji has seen the world more than you and me, in fact, more than what you and me can combine together. But he is selectively cherry-picking and obliterating the paper leaks of Rajasthan in the past, Vaibhav Gehlot and Ashok Gehlot government, wherein Honorable then Deputy Minister Sachin Pilot was up in arms against this paper leaks, against his very own government in which he was himself the Deputy CM. So तब सर आपके मुंह में दही क्यों जम गया था? मुझे ये बताइएगा.
Okay.
And yes, if I may continue, if I may please. And
quickly, I've run out of time. Quickly, Yuvraj, 10 seconds.
Akhil ji seems to be an ardent follower of Ambedkar ji. So, sir, Ambedkar ji secularism ke khilaf the Constituent Assembly was against the very word secularism. Then why was it instilled in the Constitution?
I have run out of time, Yuvraj Pokharna and Akhil Swami. Thank you so much. But you see, the only time India came close to being a dictatorship was in 1975-77 period, when Indira government at that time imposed emergency. We can't forget that dark period of India's democracy. And in fact, Prime Minister, in recalling that, was holding a mirror to the Congress party, because we saw opposition leaders, essentially led by Congress, earlier in the morning, on the first day of the first session of 18th Lok Sabha, trooping down to the Prerna Sthal inside Parliament complex, to the Mahatma Gandhi statue, holding those copies of the Constitution, which Congress party is guilty of amending maximum number of times. And that really gives you an idea of the manner in which this debate is going to pan out. Constitution versus emergency. The only hope we have is that better sense should prevail. And as Prime Minister said, that people of the country are looking up to the members of Parliament with the hope that they enter the portals, they enter the four walls of Parliament and conduct themselves in a manner which sets a high bar, an example of public discourse. And that is what is hoped for from the 18th Lok Sabha as the Parliament session has begun today. But we'll continue this debate and as and when we see obstructionism becoming a strategy in the Parliament, irrespective of which side does it. On that note, we slip into a short break. On the other side, Across the Republic is back with Deepak Kumar.
CID gets custody of Suraj Revanna in the sexual assault case. So what next for Suraj Revanna? The CID will conduct a spot inquest. They will recreate the crime scene and also record his statements in the case. We'll get you all this and more in Across the Republic with me, Deepak Suresh Kumar, at 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth, over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
You'll love life.
Nationwide nexus emerges in NEET paper leak. 18th Lok Sabha's first session commences. Prime Minister counters opposition's disruption. All this and more at 7 p.m. on This Is Exclusive.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and a very good evening, viewers. It's 6 p.m. and you're watching Across the Republic with me, Deepak Suresh Kumar. Lots of stories lined up from the length and breadth of the nation. But first, let's take a look at the headlines. Major setback for Arvind Kejriwal. The Apex Court refuses Delhi Chief Minister's plea against the stay order on his regular bail in the Delhi excise policy case. Karnataka cabinet ministers demand additional deputy chief ministers, argue that distributing power would help the party gain the confidence of various communities. Patna, Ranchi, Godhra, Deoghar and now Latur. NEET scam gets bigger after 5-city nexus emerges. Prime Minister Modi launches emergency attack on opposition, says the nation was turned into a prison. JP Nadda to replace Piyush Goyal as the leader of the House in the Rajya Sabha. But viewers, Kejriwal's Tihar stay has been extended. His legal team tried to move the top court today, seeking some sort of relief against the stay order of the Delhi High Court on his bail, which was granted by the Rouse Avenue Court. The Supreme Court will hear the matter in the coming days, whereas the Delhi High Court, on the other hand, is all set to pronounce the order on Kejriwal's bail tomorrow. Here's a complete roundup of what has happened so far in the case.
The relief for Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party Chief Arvind Kejriwal doesn't seem in sight. In the latest, the Supreme Court has refused to hear Kejriwal's plea against the stay order on his regular bail in the Delhi excise policy scam case. The Apex Court has said that if it passes any order, it would be prejudging issue as the matter is still in the Delhi High Court. Senior Congress leader and Arvind Kejriwal's advocate stated in the Supreme Court that Kejriwal is not a flight risk. Abhishek Manu Singhvi also urged the Honourable Bench to stay the Delhi High Court's order before it is pronounced. On June 21, the Delhi High Court had stayed the regular bail granted to Kejriwal by the Rouse Avenue Court. This was the first regular bail that was granted to Kejriwal, who was under ED arrest since March in a money laundering case regarding the Delhi excise policy scam case.
Well, things are still looking very dicey for the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal as he is in Tihar jail in the excise policy case. Well, today what we know is that the Supreme Court once again rejected Arvind Kejriwal's plea that sought a look into in the High Court's order of the stay that has been put on his regular bail, which was granted by the Rouse Avenue Court last week. The Delhi High Court is yet to pronounce its order tomorrow, likely whether Arvind Kejriwal will be given a regular bail or whether he will be in the Tihar. Now, what we know that the Supreme Court was hearing the petition of Arvind Kejriwal's legal team, where they said that the High Court has lost its sight when there has been a regular bail given by the Rouse Avenue Court. The High Court is still putting a stay on it till tomorrow. The Supreme Court going ahead and rejecting Kejriwal's plea is another setback.
Viewers, let's now talk about the horrific crash, the hit-and-run case in Pune. It's not the Pune posh horror that we're talking about. It's another case in which another NCP MLA belonging to the Ajit Pawar faction has now been implicated in legal troubles because his nephew, who was behind the wheel of the SUV, a speeding SUV in the wrong side of the road, hit a two-wheeler. One of them was left injured and the other one succumbed to injuries. Here's a complete report on what exactly happened.
A horrific collision took place on the Pune-Nashik National Highway where a speeding SUV mowed down a 20-year-old biker. The SUV was being driven by NCP MLA Dilip Patil's nephew, Mayur Mohite. Mayur was speeding the SUV on the wrong side of the road when he hit the 20-year-old Om Bhalerao. In the collision, Om sustained grievous injuries and was brought to hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. Mayur Mohite has now been arrested and a case has also been registered by the Pune police into the matter. In the collision, both the vehicles were badly damaged and further investigation is underway into the matter.
Another hit-and-run case has been reported from Pune rural in Maharashtra, wherein the nephew of one of the NCP MLA Dilip Mohite Patil associated to Ajit Pawar was in fact involved. Mayur Mohite Patil, the nephew of the MLA, was driving the vehicle on the Saturday night when this very incident took place, and he was driving for the narrow lane, in fact narrow road, and he was driving from the opposite lane, wherein he hit his car, in fact hit out one of the scooter driver coming from the opposite side. Om Bhalerao, the 20-year-old youth, in fact lost his life in this very accident. After the Pune Porsche case in Maharashtra, it seems that the Pune police and the Pune rural police is not in a mood to take chance in this very matter and are not giving an opportunity to raise questions regarding the investigation. As of now, Pune police has in fact booked Mayur Mohite in this very rash driving case.
Viewers, the anger over the NEET scam continues to mount with each passing day, and Republic TV has been at the forefront while exposing many of the links that have emerged. First, it was Patna, where the paper leak angle emerged, and then it was Ranchi, where the serial number that was spotted on the burnt question paper recovered in Patna was also linked to one of the examination centers. And after Ranchi, it was Godhra that emerged with another paper leak link. And now finally, 2 people have been arrested in Maharashtra as far as the paper leak is concerned. In fact, in Patna as well, we have unmasked 2 perpetrators of the paper leak nexus. One of them is Chintu and the other person is Manish. Now, Chintu is the one who got the printouts of the question paper and distributed it to the students. And Manish is the one who mobilized all the students in a play school so that they could mug up the answers and appear for the exams. Here's a complete story.
The anger, protests, investigations and arrests continued nationwide over the NEET scam. After Patna and Godhra, the investigation has spread to Jharkhand and Maharashtra's Marathwada region. In the latest, one more teacher, Jalil Pathan, has been arrested in Maharashtra's Latur district and a case has been registered against 4 individuals. The Central Bureau of Investigation is leaving no stone unturned to nab all the perpetrators involved in the NEET paper leaks. Chintu, who is one of the 6 accused arrested by CBI in Jharkhand's Deoghar, said in his confession statement that he got printouts of questions and answers for 35 students to mug up through Wi-Fi printer. Chintu further said that he procured 5 SIM cards on fake documents in order to execute the whole plan. Meanwhile, in Rajasthan, hearing took place in the Jaipur High Court over the NEET scam case. The petitioner says that the paper was found late at many centers of Rajasthan and also demanded cancellation of NEET across the nation.
कोर्ट ने क्या कहा आज पिटीशन में? आपने क्या दायर किया था पिटीशन?
कोर्ट में हमने ये पिटीशन डाली थी कि जो नीट 2024 यूजी के एग्ज़ाम हुआ उस एग्ज़ाम के अंदर धांधली हुई है, पेपर लीक हुआ है, साथ ही कई सेंटर के ऊपर अभ्यर्थियों को देरी से पेपर दिया गया था जिसका कोई ग्रेस मार्क नहीं दिया गया और इसके अंदर इतनी सारी इलीगलिटी हुई है, इतनी सारी अनियमितता हुई है, इसलिए इस एग्ज़ाम को निरस्त कर दिया जाए, दोबारा एग्ज़ाम करवाया जाए। साथ ही हमने सीबीआई की जांच की मांग की थी, तो क्योंकि सीबीआई की तो ऑलरेडी अब कर ली है, लेकिन हमारी जो निरस्त करने की मांग है उसके ऊपर एनटीए की तरफ से एडवोकेट आए थे और हाई कोर्ट में आज सुनवाई के दौरान हाई कोर्ट ने जो एनटीए और भारत सरकार को ये आदेश दिया है कि आप 10 तारीख तक इसमें जवाब दे दें, क्योंकि इस मामले में कुछ याचिकाएँ सुप्रीम कोर्ट में पेंडिंग है।
आपने जो रिट पिटीशन दायर की थी उसमें क्या क्या राजस्थान से जुड़े हुए साक्ष्य थे? राजस्थान के कौन कौन से स्कूल और सेंटर से जुड़े हुए साक्ष्य आपने पेश किए?
हमने जो विद्याश्रम स्कूल जयपुर है इसके अंदर यहाँ के साक्ष्य प्रस्तुत किए हैं कि उसी दिन पेपर में भी आई थी, मीडिया में भी आई थी और जो ओएमआर शीट जो हमारी है उसके ऊपर जो टाइम दिया गया है वो टाइम अंकित है कि हमें 2:30 बजे बाद में पेपर दिया गया है और इसमें जो परीक्षा निरंकन है उनके ऊपर साइन भी है कि जो एग्जामिनर के कि ये 2:30 बजे उनको पेपर दिया गया, आधे घंटे लेट पेपर दिया गया। साथ ही जो सवाई माधोपुर, लक्ष्मणगढ़ व कई अन्य स्कूलें हैं जहाँ पे पेपर देरी से दिया गया था, देरी से पेपर देने के कारण से ये जो है पूरे पेपर हल नहीं कर पाए और इनके मार्क्स कम आए। बाकी अन्य लोगों की इन्होंने हरियाणा के अंदर दोबारा एग्जाम करवा ली, इनको दोबारा एग्जाम नहीं करवाया।
The nationwide anger is valid as the future of hard-working NEET aspirants has been severely compromised.
While the CBI is now overlooking and investigating the NEET and NET alleged controversies in the 5 nexus cities of India, we are here with all the reports that we have collected from all the 5 cities where Godhra, Patna is understood to be the epicenter, while the fresh cases of Latur, fresh arrests have also been made at Latur, Maharashtra today morning, while the Jaipur High Court has requested to hear the petitions of Jaipur on the same regard. While from Delhi, 2 simultaneous meetings are taking place. One is the committee appointed by the centre, which is headed by the chairman of ISRO, former chairman of ISRO, while the other meeting is being headed by the new DG of NTA along with the senior officials to chalk out the plan and strategies of the alleged anomalies in this year's NEET as well as NET exams.
Viewers, the trouble continues to mount for the Revana brothers. One is Prajwal Revana and the other is Suraj Revana, because both of them are facing heat in the sexual assault case. While Prajwal is in 14 days of SIT custody, we have Suraj Revana, who has now been sent to the CID custody because Suraj Revana is now facing a case of sexual assault by his own party worker. And what's more to that is that none of the family members are still free because Bhavani Revana is out on anticipatory bail. We have HD Revana who is out on bail. We have Prajwal and Suraj who are with the probe teams, and the investigation is currently underway. And it seems like fresh trouble will mount for Suraj because one of the JDS workers who had filed a complaint against the victim is all set to file a complaint against Suraj Revana himself, alleging sexual assault in the past. Here's the story.
The Revanna brothers are in the docks. Their legal troubles don't seem to end anytime soon. On one hand, we have Prajwal Revanna, who is mired in the Karnataka sex tapes case. On the other hand, Suraj Revanna is now entangled in a sexual assault case filed by his own party worker. The CID brought him from Hassan to Bengaluru yesterday, and he was produced before the magistrate in Koramangala. Today, Suraj Revanna was produced before the 42nd ACMM court, and he was sent to 7-day CID custody till July 1st. During the custody, Suraj Revanna's statements will be recorded by the probe team. The CID will also conduct a spot inquiry and recreate the crime scene. Along with that, the investigation team will conduct various medical tests of Suraj as part of their probe.
Now, Suraj Revanna, pertaining to the sexual harassment case, has finally been given over to the CID custody for a period of 7 days till the 1st of July as well. And initially, the CID had gone on to request his custody for 10 days, to which there were objections which was raised by Suraj Revanna's lawyer. But all said and done now, the CID also stated that the medical test will have to be conducted, in which the potency test, which is very important to go ahead and determine the outcome of this particular case, and not only that, but also to record the voice samples to recreate the crime scene and also collect evidences, and a spot inquest would have to be done. And therefore, this would go on to take a lot of time, because the crime spot is not in Bengaluru, but it is over 190 kilometers away in a place called as Gannikada in Hassan, in his particular farmhouse. So therefore, it will take a lot of time, was the CID's argument, to which the court agreed as well, and the 42nd ACMM court has now finally granted the CID 7 days custody to go ahead and interrogate Suraj Revanna.
That's not all. Suraj Revanna faces double trouble, as his close aide is likely to file a complaint of sexual harassment against him. And this impending case allegedly happened a few years back. This is the same JDS worker who had filed a complaint against the victim in the case. The Karnataka police is also set to hand over the victim's medical tests to the CID. About 15 tests were conducted at the Boring Hospital. On the other hand, Prajwal Revanna has now been sent to judicial custody. The court has remanded him to 14-day judicial custody till July 8th. And immediately, Prajwal's legal team moved the Sessions Court for bail.
Meanwhile, Prajwal Revanna has now been handed over to 14 days judicial custody as well, after he was with the SIT for a period of 22 days, where they had sought his custody over 4 phases too. And now he will be there at the Parapana Agrahara jail on the outskirts of the city in Anekal until the 8th of July. So far, pertaining to the case, he has been taken into custody for 4 times. There has been medical tests which has been conducted for 3 times, and also various evidences which has been collected from Hassan, from KR Nagar in Mysuru, as well as in Bengaluru, from his residences in Baswangudi, Hole Narsipura, Hassan as well. So all said and done now, what will be the outcome of this particular case is also something that needs to be seen, because the cops will more of be mentioning all of this in the remand copy, and in all likelihood after 14 days there might even be a supplementary charge sheet which would be filed in front of the 42nd ACMM court.
With Suraj also now facing sexual assault charge, the entire Revanna family faces legal hurdles. Will there be a respite anytime soon for the Revanna family? The law of the land will decide.
Now moving on, viewers, it seems like all is not well within the Karnataka Congress unit, because there is another fresh demand that has been placed by 2 of the cabinet ministers in the Congress government, K.N. Rajana, a close aide of Siddaramaiah, and also Zamir Ahmed Khan, who's another minister in Siddaramaiah's cabinet. Now, the demand is that there must be 3 deputy chief ministers in Karnataka. In fact, let me tell you what happened in BJP government as well. When the BJP was in power, even they had 3 deputy chief ministers, one representing each community in Karnataka. And that's exactly what even the Congress ministers are also seeking. But questions are being raised whether this is a move by the Siddaramaiah camp to keep DK Shivkumar in check, and also whether DK Shivkumar is losing his influence in the Karnataka Congress. Here's the story.
The Karnataka Congress government is mired in a power tussle. Is DK Shivakumar losing influence on Karnataka Congress unit? Is the Siddaramaiah faction trying to keep a check on Congress troubleshooter? In a huge political development, Siddaramaia's ministers have made a bizarre pitch for 2 more additional DYCMs. On one hand, K.N. Rajanna is demanding a DYCM to represent the Lingayat community.
ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಯಾರೋ ಕೆಲವೇ ಜನ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಆ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಆ ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಪ್ರತಿಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಲಿಂಗಾಯತ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, SC/ST ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಪಸಂಖ್ಯಾತ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು DCMಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹಿಂದೆ BJPನವರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಂತ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ DCM ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹೊಸದಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು.
On the other hand, Karnataka Minister Zamir Ahmad Khan has demanded a DYCM representing the Muslim community.
ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷ ಏನು ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಪಕ್ಷ, ನಾವು ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಕೇಳೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೊಡೋರು ಯಾರು? ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್.
ತೀರ್ಮಾನಗಳು ಬೇಗ ಆಗದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಸಮಾಧಾನ ಶುರುವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದು ಆಂತರಿಕ ಇದನ್ನು ಶುರುವಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಸಮಾಧಾನಗಳು.
Remember, K.N. Rajanna's push comes notwithstanding the Congress's decision in May last year that Shiva Kumar will be the only deputy CM. Given Rajanna's proximity to Siddaramaiah, this is being seen as the Siddaramaiah camp's plan to keep Shiva Kumar under check. Because additional deputy chief ministers could act as a counterweight to Shiva Kumar's influence in the government and over the party. Right now, D.K. Shiva Kumar is the sole deputy chief minister and he belongs to the Vokkaliga community. And K.N. Rajanna defended his move and said that whenever power is distributed, it will help the party gain the confidence of various communities. Rajanna feels that MLAs of Lingayat, SC/ST and minority communities should have 1 post of DCM each. In fact, in the past, the BJP set an example by doing so in several states.
All seems to be not well with the Karnataka government, with Chief Minister Siddaramaia's close aides and ministers of his cabinet, K.N. Rajanna as well as Zamir Ahmad Khan, both of them demanding that additional berths of deputy chief ministers will have to be created to accommodate the communities as well, so that they have representation among the Lingaites, minorities, OBCs, SCs and STs, so that this will put the government on the right foot too. And so far, both the chief minister as well as the deputy chief minister of Karnataka have maintained a silent stand. But meanwhile, we also get to understand that the Congress High Command is not happy with these developments, because despite going ahead and giving warnings to the ministers and Siddaramaia's cabinet, seems like they do not want to hold back and are demanding that there should be additional posts for deputy chief ministers created, and are pressurizing the Congress High Command at this point of time, and a decision will be taken in the coming days, is what top sources are stating.
Will this spell trouble for D.K. Shiva Kumar? Will there be more deputy chief ministers? Only time will tell.
Well, viewers, the Renukaswamy murder case probe is now throwing up more and more details, and this time it has thrown up one particular case study which hints at Pavitra Gowda's checkered past. Because recently in April, a director committed suicide over financial burden, and now we have accessed the sale deed and also the documents related to that particular financial burden which the director was claiming. In fact, it goes on to mention that Pavitra Gowda allegedly borrowed 2 crore rupees from this particular director, one for the construction of a house, and before that, another crore for personal reasons. Nobody knows what the reasons are, and in fact, the police are now trailing the money, because this is what exactly led to the suicide of that director. We'll get you all the details in this report.
New twist emerges in the Renukaswamy murder case. Accused number 2 in the murder case, Pavitra Gowda's murky past is unraveling. Pavitra Gowda is now linked to the suicide of a film producer and real estate tycoon Saundarya Jagadish. Jagadish had allegedly committed suicide over financial burden, and the financial burden was allegedly exerted by Pavitra Gowda. Speculations are rife that Saundarya Jagadish had lent 2 crore rupees to actor Pavitra Gowda. According to the exclusive documents accessed by Republic TV, rupees 1 crore was given to Pavitra Gowda for the purchase of a house. That's not all. Before that, rupees 1 crore was given in November 2017 to Pavitra, and the reason for this transaction is unknown. Saundarya Jagadish is no stranger. In fact, he was a close friend of actor Darshan too. And this information was revealed by Saundarya's business partner during the interrogation. The Mahalakshmi Layout Police had registered a complaint and are looking into the money trail.
Now, pertaining to the Renuka Swami murder case, the cops seem determined to get to the bottom of this entire murder mystery as well. And now, in a shocking link in yet another case which was registered at Mahalakshmi Layout Police Station, it is being learnt that a film producer, Saundarya Jagadish, who had committed suicide in the month of April in 2024, had lent 2 crore rupees to Pavitra Gowda too. And Darshan was a common friend between the producer and the actress as well. And Republic has accessed this particular sale deed, which shows that in the month of January in 2018, 1 crore rupees was given to Pavitra Gowda by Saundarya Jagadish to go ahead and purchase a house in Kenchenahalli, which comes under Bengaluru West Zone. And apart from which, there is also yet another 1 crore rupees which was given by him in the month of November in 2017. And the cops are trying to find out as to why was this 1 crore rupee which was given in November, and where has it gone, and whether Pavitra Gowda had also repaid it, because it is also being understood that Saundarya Jagadish had gone on to commit suicide over financial reasons.
On the other hand, Republic TV also accessed visuals of Darshan's wife Vijay Lakshmi's car near the jail. Details reveal that Vijay Lakshmi arrived at the jail with a fresh pair of clothes and a blanket for the actor. As far as the case is concerned, 4 of the accused in Renuka Swami murder case will be shifted to Tumakuru jail. Accused Keshav Murthy, Nikhil, Ravi Shankar and Karthik will be shifted after an order by the 24th ACMM court and on request by the SPP. 3 of the accused, Karthik, Keshav Murthy and Nikhil, are the ones who surrendered to the police. These were the fall guys who took money and agreed to surrender on behalf of Darshan and his gang. Darshan and his gang were arrested based on their confessions. According to exclusive details, the 4 alleged that they are under threat from the other accused.
Well, that's all we could pack for you in today's edition of Across the Republic. Up next is live and breaking news updates. Stay tuned.
At 7 p.m. on This Is Exclusive, we give you more details as anger over the NEET scam remains unabated. We also tell you about the fiery start to the 18th Lok Sabha as the Prime Minister recalls the dark days of emergency.
लोन मिलेगा या नहीं, ये आपके क्रेडिट स्कोर पे डिपेंड करता है। तो आज ही अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर चेक करें फ्री में पैसाबाजार.com पर। लोन की जरूरत कभी भी किसी को भी पड़ सकती है।
ठीक से एक्टिंग नहीं।
पैसाबाजार.com।
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth. Over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
Nationwide NEET scam probe underway. Postponed, delayed, cancelled, and re-exam. Agency is in action, but has the government done enough? Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very good evening, viewers. We're live in Breaking Republic TV, and I am Rakta Mishra with you this Monday evening. Let's get started with all the top stories making headlines at this hour. JP Nadda to replace Piyush Goyal as the leader of the House in Rajya Sabha.
भारत के लोकतंत्र लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं की रक्षा करते हुए देशवासी संकल्प लेंगे कि भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था।
Prime Minister launches the emergency attack on opposition, says the nation was turned into prison 50 years ago. Karnataka cabinet ministers demand additional deputy chief minister berths, argue that distributing power would help the party gain the confidence of various communities. Patna, Ranchi, Godhra, Devgarh and now Latur. The NEET scam gets deeper and wider after a 5-city nexus emerges. Centre-appointed panel on NEET scam investigation holds a meeting. Former ISRO chief helms this meet. And as Delhi reels under the water crisis, Atishi is on day 4 of her hunger strike. BJP calls it a sham. The game continues. And now, viewers, we start with breaking news coming in the Liquorgate case. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, has written a reply to the ED's allegations. That's what we are breaking at the top of this bulletin right now. Arvind Kejriwal, in his reply in the Delhi High Court, replying to ED's allegation, has said that the ED does not have a single proof of money being spent in Goa elections, and that he has been framed as part of a conspiracy. And that is a big breaking news that we have right now. Arvind Kejriwal filing a response, filing a reply in the Delhi High Court saying there is no proof with the ED. My colleague Akhil joins us live on the broadcast from the National Capital. Akhil, once again we see Arvind Kejriwal repeating his claims that the investigative agencies have not found not a single rupee as far as the charges are concerned, that no proof of money being spent in the Goa campaign have been found.
Well, absolutely. If you see Rashida, Delhi Chief Minister, who is right now in jail, in Tihar jail, has filed a reply in the Delhi High Court. And it's reply to the ED's allegation, and in which, if you just talk about that reply, in that reply, it was said that ED does not have a single proof of money being spent in Goa election. Apart from that, if you talk about that reply, there is also mention of that ED does not have any single proof against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal as well. And he has been framed as a part of the controversy. So these are the statements which was given in the written reply in the Delhi High Court. And apart from that, in that reply, it was also mentioned that by giving the lollipop of bail, witnesses have been made to give the statements against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal as a part of a bigger conspiracy. This was mentioned in that reply. Rakshita.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Akhil, for joining us with those updates coming in from the National Capital viewers. The Liquor Gate, of course, probe continues, and the legal battle also. But right now, we should focus on some more breaking news that we are getting to you right now. Republic TV's investigation into the paper leak scam continues. And in one more lead that we're getting in from Latur, remember, this is a five-city nexus that we are right now investigating, that we are bringing you more news about. And this time, what we have for you is that Latur, the Zilla Parishad school principal Zalil Pathan has been arrested, and you can see his visuals coming in. He is the accused in this case, one of the accused in this Latur NEET case, and he has been arrested. Zalil Pathan, he is the Zilla Parishad school principal, and he has been sent to police custody till the 2nd of July. And Satyaprakash joins us live from Mumbai. Satyaprakash, give us a lowdown of this man's role. Zilla Parishad school principal Zalil Pathan has been arrested.
रचिता, इस मामले में लातूर पुलिस ने आज जलील पठान को कोर्ट में पेश किया, जहां पे कोर्ट ने जलील पठान को 2 जुलाई तक पुलिस कस्टडी भेजा है। लातूर पुलिस ने कोर्ट में कहा कि जो जलील पठान के जो मोबाइल थे उसमें कई ऐसी सारी चीज़ें हैं जिसकी जांच करना है। साथ ही जलील पठान का जो है कई लोग से लिंक है, खास तौर पे लिंक ये जुड़ रहा है गंगाधर का, गंगाधर जो दिल्ली का रहने वाला है और जो लातूर के 3 लोग जिनका एफआईआर में नाम है और जिसको लातूर पुलिस ढूंढ रही है, उन लोगों से सामने पूछताछ करना है। तो फिलहाल जलील पठान को कोर्ट ने 2 जुलाई तक पुलिस कस्टडी दिया है। वहीं लातूर पुलिस इस मामले के 3 आरोपी जो है फरार हैं, उनको ढूंढ रही है। जी
बिल्कुल। यहाँ पर इस जो पूरा केस है लातूर में, उसके तार कहीं ना कहीं दिल्ली से भी जुड़े हैं। क्या कुछ और सामने आ रहा है? क्योंकि तमाम तरह के हम अगर देखें जो पेपर लीक्स हुए हैं, चाहे गोधरा में हुआ, चाहे पटना में हुआ हो, उसके तार अलग अलग सिटीज से जुड़े हैं। अब लातूर का भी नाम सामने आया है। क्या कुछ अभी एविडेंस जो है वो हासिल कर पाई है पुलिस, और किस तरह का कनेक्शन और सिटीज से भी निकाला जा रहा है?
देखिए रचिता, ये जो है लातूर का मामला है, ये संडे को ही महाराष्ट्र एटीएस ने दोनों संजय जाधव और जलील पठान को डिटेन किया था, पूछताछ किया था। उस समय जलील पठान और संजय जाधव को छोड़ दिया था, लेकिन मोबाइल उनका ले लिया था। मोबाइल में जब एटीएस ने जांच किया तो पता चला कि इनके पास जो कई ऐसे डॉक्यूमेंट हैं, साथ ही पैसे का लेन देन है, कई स्टूडेंट के साथ उनकी बातचीत हुई है, और साथ ही जो गंगाधर है दिल्ली का रहने वाला है, जो कि एफआईआर में नाम है, अक्यूज है, फरार है, उसके साथ काफ़ी बातचीत हुई है, कई जगह मीटिंग हुई है। इसके आधार पर एटीएस ने लातूर पुलिस को बताया और लातूर पुलिस ने 4 लोगों के खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज किया। इसके बाद जलील पठान को अरेस्ट किया, जबकि संजय यादव, गंगाधर और एक अक्यूज फिलहाल फरार है। जलील पठान के पास कई ऐसे चीज़ मिली है जिसको लेकर लातूर पुलिस जांच कर रही है। उनका कहना है कि इसमें कई और लिंक मिल सकते हैं, जिसको लेकर अभी जांच करना बाकी है।
जी बिल्कुल, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए सत्यप्रकाश। रिपब्लिक टीवी viewers is getting the latest all the leads from this multi-city nexus as far as the NEET scam is concerned. And right now we shift our focus to some more stories that we are getting in right now. In fact, we'll just get you a quick roundup of stories from across the country. This is Bharat in 5 minutes. BJP President JP Nadda writes to Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge over the opposition's silence on the Tamil Nadu Hooch tragedy. Now, Nadda accused the DMK India alliance of alluding with the colluding with the illicit liquor mafia that contributed to this disaster that has claimed 57 lives so far. Nadda urged Kharge to call for a CBI investigation, asking for the resignation of Tamil Nadu's Excise and Prohibition Minister. The BJP president further called for more compensation for the victims' families, while he criticized the DMK-led Tamil Nadu government over its lousy response, which he said that was an attempt to cover up this. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge replied to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's quip at the opposition ahead of the 50th anniversary of the emergency tomorrow. Kharge said that the Prime Minister must instead focus on pressing issues like the NEET irregularities, Manipur violence and the West Bengal train accident. Taking it to social media platform X, Kharge further attacked the Prime Minister for his silence on crucial matters and criticized the government's handling of floods in Assam. He further went on to allege that under Prime Minister Modi there has been a decade-long undeclared emergency and asking him to prioritize the substantive action over slogans. Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel convened a briefing on the Kanya Kelavani Mahotsav and School Pravesh Mahotsav that is set to take place between the 26th and 28th of June in Gandhinagar. The event is aimed to promote girls' education and facilitate school admissions across the state. The three-day event is expected to see an upsurge in student enrollment in government primary schools across the state of Gujarat. This is the 19th edition of the Kanya Kelavani Mahotsav, in which government officials will visit different parts of the state to spread awareness about primary education of kids, with an added focus on girl children. As the new parliament session commenced in the national capital, Sikkim Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang hailed Prime Minister Modi for a significant role in national progress and the transformative changes in the northeastern region since 2014. Tamang pointed out the improved connectivity across all 8 northeastern states and with neighbouring countries under Modi's leadership. Further, he extended an invitation to Prime Minister to commemorate Sikkim's 50th anniversary on the 16th of May 2025, which the Prime Minister has accepted.
बहुत बदलाव आया है। 2014 के बाद तो एक काया पलट हुआ है सिक्किम और नॉर्थ ईस्ट राज्य में। इसलिए मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को और इंटायर केंद्र सरकार को मैं बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो सोच है, इसी कारण अभी हर राज्य से दूसरे राज्य में अगर जाना पड़े तो हम लोग बाई रोड जा सकते हैं। अभी इतना रास्ता नेशनल हाईवे बन चुका है।
Husband of Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Robert Vadra, has expressed his strong support for Rahul Gandhi to assume the role of leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha. Now, Vadra has emphasized his personal familiarity with Rahul, likening their relationship to that of brothers, hailing Rahul's diligence and wholehearted dedication to his responsibilities. And he said that Rahul would effectively challenge the BJP on their agenda as the leader of opposition. The endorsement comes amidst discussions within the Congress Working Committee urging Rahul Gandhi to take up the crucial parliamentary position.
Being leader of opposition, and I think that with the consent of the India coalition government and with being in as the leader of opposition, he would challenge the BJP on every plan that they have, as in also choosing this pro tem speaker.
India's Defence Services Staff College, Wellington, and Bangladesh's Defence Services Command and Staff College, Mirpur, have entered a landmark memorandum of understanding to enhance bilateral cooperation between the two militaries. The MOU was signed by DSSC Commandant Lieutenant General Virendra Vats and Bangladesh's Additional Forces Director General Lieutenant General M.R. Shamim. And as per the MOU, both institutions will provide for faculty exchanges, development programs, knowledge sharing, joint seminars, and fostering mutual understanding of strategic, regional, and operational issues. Now, this initiative signifies a step towards strengthening ties between India and Bangladesh in defense education and collaboration. So it was day one of the parliament session, viewers, and the tone was set by the Prime Minister on the very first day. We've seen the opposition peddling the theory of the constitution is in danger, and the Prime Minister today took on the Congress party, the opposition, saying reminding them of the dark days of democracy right on the eve of the 50th anniversary of emergency that was declared by the then Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi. Prime Minister Modi, in his address today in the Parliament, called it a blot in the history of the country. Take a listen in.
आज हम 24 जून को मिल रहे हैं। कल 25 जून है। जो लोग इस देश के संविधान की गरिमा से समर्पित हैं, जो लोग भारत की लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं पे निष्ठा रखते हैं, उनके लिए 25 जून न भूलने वाला दिवस है। कल 25 जून को भारत के लोकतंत्र में जो काला धब्बा लगा था, उसके 50 वर्ष हो रहे हैं। भारत की नई पीढ़ी इस बात को कभी नहीं भूलेगी कि भारत के संविधान को पूरी तरह नकार दिया गया था। संविधान के लीरे लीरा उड़ा दिए गए थे। देश को जेल खाना बना दिया गया था। लोकतंत्र को पूरी तरह दबोच दिया गया था। इमरजेंसी के ये 50 साल इस संकल्प के हैं कि हम गौरव के साथ हमारे संविधान की रक्षा करते हुए भारत के लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं की रक्षा करते हुए देशवासी संकल्प लेंगे कि भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था। हम संकल्प करेंगे जीवंत लोकतंत्र का। हम संकल्प करेंगे भारत के संविधान की निर्दिष्ट दिशा के अनुसार जन सामान्य के सपनों को पूरा करना।
बार यही बात बोलेंगे और इमरजेंसी के 50 साल हो रहे बोले तो तुम इमरजेंसी से विदाउट डिक्लेयरिंग इमरजेंसी यू आर डूइंग इट। इसीलिए हर बार वही बात बोल के आप कितने दिन ऐसा ही अपनी हुकूमत करना चाहते हैं।
And now viewers, we're getting in some breaking news as the parliament session is on. It was the first day, but tomorrow what we understand is that as per sources, the NDA will announce the name of the candidate for Lok Sabha Speaker. In fact, a meeting between the BJP senior leaders in the parliament is going on to discuss the speaker, the decision on speaker to zero in on a name. And that is the big breaking news that we have right now. There is a protest speaker already, and right now it was already a flashpoint, in Lok Sabha today. And what we know is that there is a meeting that is happening tomorrow. My colleague Shivangi Shukla joined us live from outside the parliament. Shivangi, the big announcement could be made tomorrow. Of course, question looms that who are the front runners as far as who is going to be NDA's nominee for the post of Speaker. There seems to have a problem with that audio connection. Try and reconnect with Shivangi. But the big breaking news is that BJP top leadership is going to hold a key meeting in the parliament tomorrow. And we understand that the NDA could announce the Lok Sabha Speaker candidate. And that is the big breaking news we have right now. The NDA will be announcing the Lok Sabha Speaker nominee tomorrow. The Congress, other Indie bloc parties want 8-time MP K. Suresh to be appointed Deputy Speaker, whereas we have names coming in from the NDA also. Pro Tem Speaker Bhartrahari Mahtab, Radha Mohan Singh and D. Purandeshwari have emerged as the likely frontrunners also. These are the names that have been going around as per the reports, but tomorrow could be the important day. The name will be proposed by Prime Minister Modi, as per reports. and we will get you a lowdown on that. We'll keep tracking more information on that as well. And we have some more breaking news in connection with the NEET scam. Now, the CBI has taken over 5 cases from Bihar, from Gujarat and from Rajasthan pertaining to the alleged malpractices in the NEET-UG exam scam. It's the big breaking news that we have right now, viewers, because the tentacles are all spread across the country, not just Bihar, not just Gujarat, but also the connection goes wider till Rajasthan. And that's the big breaking we have right now. We'll try and get you more information on that. But remember, the CBI team had also arrived today in Patna and taking over the investigation from the EOU Bihar Police, that is the Economic Offences Wing of Bihar Police. But right now, this is a multi-city scam that we are right now talking about, viewers. And it's a question of the futures of several thousands and lakhs of students, viewers. But the CBI is also seeking arresting those accused in the NEET paper leak case from Patna to Delhi who have been questioned today. My colleague Amardeep Sharma is joining us live from Jaipur. Now, Amardeep, tell us more about the connection with Rajasthan, because the CBI not only is now taking over the case from Bihar and Gujarat, but also Rajasthan में भी क्या हो रहा है, उस पर भी अब CBI की जांच होने वाली है.
देखिए, बिल्कुल जिस तरीके से सीबीआई ने कहा है कि वो राजस्थान के अब मामले भी जो है वो अपने हाथ में लेगी, तो राजस्थान के जो मामले थे उसमें सबसे बड़ी चीज आई थी कि सवाई माधोपुर के जो सेंटर्स थे, जिस स्कूल में 120 बच्चों का पेपर जो था वो 2:30 बजे की जगह 6 बजे कराया था, जिसमें विरोध भी हुआ था. बच्चों ने वहां पे नाराजगी भी जाहिर की थी क्योंकि हिंदी की जगह इंग्लिश का पेपर बच्चों को दे दिया गया था. इसी तरीके से सीकर के लक्ष्मणगढ़ में भी इस तरीके की सिचुएशन आई थी जब 2 बजे का पेपर था और 2:30 बजे उसको पेपर को दिया गया था. तो कहीं ना कहीं एनटीए की वजह से जो पेपर लेट हुआ, उसके बाद में उनको ग्रेस मार्क्स भी नहीं मिले. तो कई बहुत सारी अनियमितताएं थी जिसको लेकर के बहुत सारी चीजें जो थी वो चल रही थी और इसी को लेकर के याचिकाएं भी लगी हुई थी. राजस्थान हाईकोर्ट में भी इस तरीके की याचिका लगी थी जिसमें पेपर रद्द करने को लेकर के और अनियमितताओं को लेकर के जिक्र किया गया था. और यही कारण है कि राजस्थान के भी 5 मामले अभी सीबीआई ने अपने हाथ में लिए हैं.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Amardeep, for joining us with those details. So right now, the CBI has taken over the cases from Bihar, Gujarat, and now also from Rajasthan. All right. Now we are going to shift focus to some visuals that we are bringing to you from Maharashtra, viewers. This in connection with the workers of the Maratha community who have blackened the face of, or painted the face of Dr. Ramesh Tarak with black ink. There you can see that dramatic visuals coming in. Ramesh Tarak, remember, he opposed Manoj Jarange Patil's movement. And now you can see how forcibly, and this visual, it's a shocking visual that is coming in today. And the Maratha community protesting against Dr. Ramesh Tarak. And Dr. Ramesh Tarak has opposed Manoj Jarange Patil's movement demanding Maratha reservation. And in fact, Dr. Ramesh Tarak has also worked with Manoj Jarange Patil. This is a shocker coming in from Maharashtra, where the supporters of Manoj Jarange, the Maratha quota activists, are right now, they have, in this video you can see, they have blackened the face of Dr. Ramesh Tarak with ink. All right, viewers, with that we step into a very short break, but the power tussle in Karnataka continues. Karnataka Cabinet Minister demand additional Deputy Chief Minister berths, arguing that the distribution of power would help the party gain the confidence of various communities. And as Delhi reels under water crisis, Atishi is on day 4 of her hunger strike. BJP calls it a sham.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth. Over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
We all love life here, and we want to protect that life and make sure that we've got healthy lives, not just for us and our children, but everything that creeps, crawls, slithers, slimes and stings on this planet. And this is a day where all of the organisations are putting their differences to one side and sharing their similarities.
Nationwide NEET scam probe underway. Postponed, delayed, cancelled, and re-exam. Agencies in action, but has the government done enough? Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
We all love life here, and we want to protect that life and make sure that we've got healthy lives, not just for us and our children, but everything that creeps, crawls, slithers, slimes and stings on this planet. And this is a day where all of the organisations are putting their differences to one side and sharing their similarities.
Prime Minister Modi ruffles India's feather in Parliament. Opposition flexes muscle in Lok Sabha. Will Lok Sabha numbers give the opposition an edge? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Get ready to witness the best technology extravaganza of the year. The first edition of the Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards has received an overwhelming number of nominations. Dominating the categories are AI and robotics, healthcare, edutech, fintech, banking and finance, and martech. Groundbreaking innovations and revolutionary ideas from the largest digitalized economy in the world. Join us as we celebrate India's incredible digital growth story. Republic Business Emerging Technology Awards, Friday, 5th July 2024.
Mr. Modi ruffles India's feather in Parliament. Opposition flexes muscle in Lok Sabha. Will Lok Sabha numbers give the opposition an edge? Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Politicians, political leaders, thousands of protesters were arrested. The Congress party at that time ensured that the freedom of press was no longer there. All the newspapers were censured. I remember the Indian Express that had a blank page to show the censorship. Several more things happened. Tomorrow we celebrate 50 days of the darkest, 50 years of the darkest period of Indian democracy. As we go into great details of that, we show you what the Prime Minister today said on the emergency. It's the inaugural session of the 18th Lok Sabha. With the political face-off, the Prime Minister launches a scathing attack on the Congress.
भारत के लोकतंत्र, लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं की रक्षा करते हुए देशवासी संकल्प लेंगे कि भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था।
Prime Minister launches emergency attack on the Congress, says the nation was turned into a prison. JP Nadda to replace Piyush Goyal as leader of Rajya Sabha. Patna, Ranchi, Godhra, Deoghar, now Latur. The NEET scam gets deeper after 5-city nexus emerges. Centre-appointed panel on NEET scam investigation to hold a meeting today. Former ISRO chief to helm the affairs. Viewers, we speak about the emergency that happened 50 years. The Prime Minister today spoke about the emergency, spoke about how people were thrown into prison, arrested, the Constitution was shattered, newspapers were shut down. And as we're going to listen to what the Prime Minister said today, remember, this is a reminder of the darkest period of Indian democracy.
आज हम 24 जून को मिल रहे हैं। कल 25 जून है। जो लोग इस देश के संविधान की गरिमा से समर्पित हैं, जो लोग भारत की लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं पे निष्ठा रखते हैं, उनके लिए 25 जून न भूलने वाला दिवस है। कल 25 जून को भारत के लोकतंत्र में जो काला धब्बा लगा था, उसके 50 वर्ष हो रहे हैं। भारत की नई पीढ़ी इस बात को कभी नहीं भूलेगी कि भारत के संविधान को पूरी तरह नकार दिया गया था। संविधान के लीरे लीरा उड़ा दिए गए थे। देश को जेल खाना बना दिया गया था। लोकतंत्र को पूरी तरह दबोच दिया गया था। इमरजेंसी के ये 50 साल इस संकल्प के हैं कि हम गौरव के साथ हमारे संविधान की रक्षा करते हुए भारत के लोकतंत्र, लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं की रक्षा करते हुए देशवासी संकल्प लेंगे कि भारत में फिर कभी कोई ऐसी हिम्मत नहीं करेगा जो 50 साल पहले की गई थी और लोकतंत्र पे काला धब्बा लगा दिया गया था। हम संकल्प करेंगे जीवंत लोकतंत्र का। हम संकल्प करेंगे भारत के संविधान की निर्दिष्ट दिशा के अनुसार जन सामान्य के सपनों को पूरा करना।
I'm going to now be joined by one of the country's best political strategists, someone who's got the ear and advises the government, someone who's also been clearly a chartered accountant, wanted to be a lawyer, but for me, the original crusader of the press. I welcome on our show Mr. Swaminathan Gurumurthy. Namaste, sir. And I want to first ask you about the time when you yourself were arrested by the Rajiv Gandhi government, March 13, 1987. I remember how that arrest panned out. You were working with the Indian Express. This is a government that we are clearly saying today is more interested in depriving India of its constitutional rights. Tell us about that time and how you took it from then onwards, sir.
You see, actually, my struggle for freedom of the press, and for constitutional rights dates back to the emergency days. When I actually went underground, and for 11 months, I was not at home. And at that time, what happened only made me study the Constitution in depth. In fact, I must thank Indira Gandhi for making me take intense interest in the Constitution, though I was familiar with other branches of law. It is she who made me feel and study how important is the Constitution. You know, emergency was not just a declaration to arrest opposition leaders and to clamp down, but it was an attempt to change the entire constitutional character of India. There were 4 constitutional amendments proposed. Constitutional Amendment 38, 39, 40, 42. These are all very important amendments. You know, emergency came because the Allahabad High Court had handed out a decision that Mrs. Gandhi's election was rigged by corrupt practices. The first amendment was that the election of the Prime Minister should never be questioned. And this law was made retrospective so that the Supreme Court, when it considered the Allahabad High Court judgment, it will not consider the judgment, but it will consider the law to say that Mrs. Gandhi's election is valid. This amendment was introduced on the 7th of August in Lok Sabha, passed on the 7th of August in 2 hours. It was introduced on the 8th of August in Rajya Sabha and passed on the same day. That was a Friday. The matter went to the President on Saturday and it was approved on Sunday, which was 10th. On the 11th was the Supreme Court hearing. So you can understand how the entire constitution was subverted for one individual to save that individual. It is not that this was happening on the day. On the 31st of December, B.N. Tandon, who was one of the closest advisors of Mrs. Gandhi, he was one of the secretaries, he wrote, the Prime Minister will go to any length to preserve herself in power. Tomorrow the new year comes. I shudder to think what will happen to the country. This was 6 months before. So you can understand the movement towards how to preserve one individual, one family. The entire constitutional process, the Supreme Court was rigged. And I can tell you then there were amendments to say no criminal proceedings can be launched against a Prime Minister in power or out of power. And then a 42nd constitutional amendment was proposed in which they said constitutional amendments can never be questioned in court of law, that fundamental rights are being violated can never be questioned in court of law, that under unlawful activities, if any party is banned, that cannot be questioned by the court of law. These are all not on. That is to institute a one-party rule. And a party which did it, and the very family which did it, is now protesting that the constitution is being subverted now. It is a mockery. Actually, the Janata Party, when it came, it completely wiped out the possibility of an emergency being declared and constitutional rights being robbed. They have removed all the obstacles for the constitutional freedoms of people. These two developments, what happened in 1975-76 to the Constitution of India, and the Janata Party completely revamped the constitution to go back to the original position, should be made a constant study in Indian politics. What is happening today is a mockery.
Sir, I also want to ask you a little bit about the Bofors case, when you were at the helm of affairs, how you tried to probe into the matter, how Rajiv Gandhi had you arrested. I believe you were in prison for a long time. And I also want this to be understanding this in context of what the Prime Minister today said, because the Prime Minister was very clear. It is these people who tried to play and violate our constitution.
You see, when I was arrested on the midnight of 13th March